across the world. Tune into our radio services. Spoon 107.5, Fabric 101.1, and Super 95.5. We can also be reached on social media through Facebook or YouTube on Spoon TV, Fabric TV, and Super TV Live. Locally tune in to Super TV Channel 10. Spoon Talk, Spoon Talk, Spoon Talk, setting Liberia's agenda for national growth.
Yes, I, a special one from the CEO, stand coming with the spoon. And your boy, right in the South, man. Charges on the beat. Full the spoon to get your information. Full the spoon to be part of our discussion. Spoon, spoon, spoon television. Spoon, spoon, spoon radio station. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Liberia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Monrovia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Africa. Just to the spoon, you ain't know. If the children crying for starvation, just to the spoon. You want to get a news update, my brother, to the spoon. You want to know what is happening in Monrovia, to the spoon. Politicians want to make their decision, just to the spoon. You want to know what happening in the ministry, to the spoon. Yeah, to the spoon. Yeah, to the spoon. You from Vanjama, better to the spoon. Yeah, to the spoon. If you eat cake, you let my brother to the spoon. You got a spoon.
Okay. Good evening, wherever you are. A pleasant welcome to another edition of 101 with the CEO. And of course, it's always a pleasure to be here. And today I'm sitting in for Rufus Divan Kana, who's always here on Sunday to serve as your sound coordinator. So welcome and don't go away. Please invite someone to listen alongside you because as usual, it promises to be very, very interesting. Let's now go over to the crew there where Dr. Richardson is seated alongside James Goodday Flomo. Good evening, Dr. Richardson and James.
How are you doing, Yekezi?
I'm okay.
How are you? Good day.
Come on in here.
Nice to hear you say that. Yekezi, how are you?
I'm fine.
That's good. Yeah, well, we are past the Thanksgiving holiday here for us in the U.S. It was wonderful. Food was great. The best part was seeing family and having family come around. There's nothing like having family, guys. I'm sure you guys can attest to that. You can probably, agree with me that there's nothing like having like just family around you to just feel the love. Um, you know, my philosophy about life is you can take everything away from me, but one thing you can't take away from me is the blood that runs through me and my family members. Uh, the best, the philosophy on both sides of my family, the Richardson side, which is the family that I'm married to, and the Chenoweth side, which is my genetic biological family, and then of course I have my mom's family, is that we can fight, fuss, and everything inside of us. My dad always used to say, "Family tree can bend, but it doesn't break." So that's just the beauty of having family around you. So, how are you guys doing? It's just my small little comment about the beauty of having a wonderful family that can support you and just enjoy having you around. How are you guys doing? How's Liberia? Yekesi?
Yeah, Liberia is great. Liberia is relatively okay. Except that we are hearing, news of the finance minister being involved into an accident. Is information that we are getting from reliable sources, that he and others, including his wife, were involved into an accident where while on their way from Lofa County. But we are yet to, speak to, let's say, get official information about that incident. But we are getting from reliable sources that they were involved into an accident.
Mm. I'm
Yeah,
sad.
it
Go
is
ahead.
confirmed because his chief of office, how you call him, Aloysius also posted confirming it. So he's currently
Okay,
at Phoebe Hospital.
Wow.
okay.
Yeah,
Well, I'm sure when the team gets here, we'll probably collectively express our prayers and thoughts are with him and his family during these times, no matter what sort of differences we have, be it political or personal. Anytime someone has an accident like this, it's terrible. So the only thing we can hope for is, that a speedy recovery, that they have the energy and the courage to just think positively and fight through whatever it is, even if they're not harmed physically. There's a lot of psychological damage that can go towards having a major accident. Psychology wise, this shock to your body. When you have a shock to your system, you always have these intrusive thoughts, flashback of the accident going through your head, and it can be very disturbing. It can interrupt your concentration. Sometimes you find yourself until you recover well, just you can't think, you just frozen. That's something in psychology we call the flight freeze and fleed. Some people they don't like to be alone. They're always fleeing themselves. Other people they just get frozen. They numb. A lot of numbness that goes on. Nothing bothers them. They can see the dead people, tons and tons of accidents, and they just frozen. They numb. Which I get to see that a lot sometimes in Liberia. When I always think about it when the cars coming and people are crossing the road, then they don't even seem to matter if they would get hit or not, or maybe they're just daring. I'm not sure what it is, but collectively, our prayers and thoughts just goes out to the family, and we're just hoping that everything gets okay with them. Those roads in Liberia needs to be worked on really. Where were they coming from? Where did the accident happen? Anybody know?
yeah, they were coming from Lofa County. He went to Lofa to serve as guest speaker for the community college. Yesterday, he served as guest speaker. On their way coming, the accident took place in some part of Sarai district on his way back to Monrovia.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that where the accident took place.
Mm-hmm.
He, along with his wife, they were in the same vehicle.
Yes. Well, we pray everything's okay. We'll keep sending him positive energy and thoughts. Yeah, yeah, it's scary. Well, we're back today. It's happy, it's amazing, James. I know
Mhm.
you posted information about the show being disrupted. When was it? Well, on Friday, I think. I'm sorry, I'm losing my track of days because I had such a
Yeah.
good time and I'm a little tired. I think it was it on Friday we're on, and then
Awesome,
something
right?
happened. But so many people just called me. I mean, my box was inundated with what's happening to the show? What's happening to the show? And it sort of made me think about how much people love food and how much we've taken information to a new level. And so sometimes maybe it's good for them to just miss us like that. So it was just amazing. Stanton, welcome to the show.
Hi, Dr. Dr. Richardson. How you doing?
I'm doing good, doing good.
Oh, blessed for Sunday. It's raining, but it's good.
Yeah.
Is it raining out your end?
Yeah, it's very cold. I'm looking at it when it's cold outside. I don't like it.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. Guys, we are back. A lot of rumors out there. You're right, Dr. Richardson. Wow, FIFA did this. James messed everything up. People are blaming my picking James. And Yakazi, you had in your face, my man. More than back small. Let people see your face. And, you know, but I should tell you this though. You know, it was good that we went off for a little bit. We did a lot of work. You know, you can find us on Super TV, Fabric TV, the Spoon Talk, the Spoon TV. I mean, you can find us everywhere right now. If you go on Fabric TV, you will find us Super TV. And we're going to get bigger and larger than what we were before. So we praise God for everything. Nobody hacked us. You know, it was nothing. It was just good. And we are good. We are back. You know, we'll be having a foreign show today. The former Deputy Minister Eugene Fagon is coming on. And, you know, maybe some of the guys will join if they're having a wonderful Sunday. But we just want to talk to you about current event in the country. Current event, you can see. We heard today that Minister Samuel had a car accident. We wish him well. He and whosoever that were driving with him, I think, I don't know, reading through the story, we wish them well. And, you know, we give God all the praises for saving their lives. You know, despite whatsoever, you know, we just, you know, you just imagine that you don't want to see your brother or your sister getting involved into an accident. So we wish them well. And we hope the minister is doing extremely well. We can have differences in politics or policy, but we really want him to live on. So we wish him well. So, you know, the president's still watching football game, you know, in Qatar. It is why it is. The president's still watching football game. Very disappointing. We'll discuss it as well. And we're going to send a shout out to one of our brother whose mother is not feeling too well. We want to send a shout out to him, to his mother. We pray that the mother is doing extremely well. I don't want to call his name because he's watching, but he didn't tell me to announce it. So I'm trying to do low key. And so listen, a lot of stuff happening in the country. A lot of stuff happening in the country. Trust me. We're here to give you everything. You can find us. Again, I will say this to you. Today going to be a very interesting show. And tomorrow will be even bigger, right? But I will say to you, you can find us on, I think Yekizi will get in a little feedback from you. If you can check on it. You can find us on Spoon TV, on the social media, the FM, Super social media, FM, Fabric, social media, FM. You can find us on the Super TV. It's coming up. It's not on today because Madam Titi stay out of the country. She will be returning with all those equipment. We're rebranding our whole system and getting ready for the election. We got some equipment coming from Italy as well that we purchased. So we're going bigger than you have ever seen us before. And we are grateful also to you know, partner with Truth FM, Musability Network. So these things that happen in 2023 will be crazy, but we will be all over and we'll give God the glory. James, to you and the team, I said, thank you very much. You did extremely well. James never slept. This team been battling James. You know, you will call me 24/7. So I said, thanks. And thanks to everyone that helped rebrand this thing. And we get along. The minister, Eugene Lamaine Fagon. Hey, minister. Hey, my man, your Sunday GB. I saw that thing, my man. I said, man, Dr. Richardson, the man GB was bigger than a. Oh, you talk about 3 sisters? No. This guy GB is not for fun. Listen, you buy it or you cook it yourself. You fix it. You are muted, minister. You are muted. But it's GB.
I do it myself.
You do it yourself?
I challenge you. I don't see anyone within your network that can cook equal to me.
No. That can cook GB or that just cook generally.
Generally, it's a hobby.
No. Stop that joke. Stop that joke.
That's not your habit, man. It's my hobby.
Don't do that. You don't know my side. You don't know my side habit. Don't do that.
Your side habit is playing pool. My habit is cooking. So how you will challenge me? Your
Oh, man.
second habit of playing checker. You can
I mean, I
cheat.
be in checker. I get a clip. I will say to Jane, I be in checker. You can play.
How you
Jane,
beat checker is stealing C from the board and you say beat that. How you can beat the ball?
Jane, find that thing. It's not fire away. Don't let it mail out to the
Then
people.
you
I
bring
be
your
in
dog
checker.
come outside and start backing out your guests. Why
Oh,
you play
so
checker like that? They will hear the dog. If you play that tape, they will hear the dog. That he laugh, that intimidation. I want to play
That's
checker
right.
every night.
I'm not to rest.
Every night, then the mentor, they're coming to my uncle. I will concentrate.
oh, so that your excuse now, right?
Play
My
the
dog
tape
made you.
now. Play it.
So-
So, hear the talk.
So,
How you
so
play
if my
checker?
dog made you lose, then how can I lose? Because Alfonso Davis scored. Shout out to Alfonso Davis.
Yeah.
He scored a beautiful goal, but still they couldn't hang on. They couldn't hang on, man. They couldn't hang on.
Alfonso Davis is a good player, but let me tell you what happened to the team. I think James Gooden know I've been in the football arena. They're looking at both at junior high.
I said, but you got plenty of talent on the Buffalo.
Oh yeah, that one I'm on national record for it. But they go warm up for 2 hours before the game. What kind of thing is that?
Oh, I see.
They were
So
tired.
they got exhausted.
Both at junior high, all the good players, but before the game, they can count the feet 3 o'clock and warm up until 4:30. Time to play the briefing like cow. What
You
happened
got-
to now today?
You got to send recommendation to that coach, man. Fagon.
Nothing can happen now. They're out.
They're out.
2 defeat.
Oh yeah.
No.
Yeah, man.
Oh, but for the future.
But at least the
Yeah.
picking score in 1 goal, my man.
He has a good team, but his players will have to learn how to release the ball on time. You saw the first goal? Straight for the right, man, whipping.
I saw you bought it in here. Yeah, I saw
Yeah,
that.
straight. But then after that now, he started playing check and play. Like, he killing that. Before he can dribble 1-2, they close him. Before he can dribble 1-2, he should have been crossing the ball into the 18. Anything can happen. And the people are there, but he can't get. It's just like Timothy we are game. I don't know if they told people to meet Timothy we are with the ball because his father was in the stand. Maybe they're happy, but they were not feeding him the ball in the box.
I mean, you know,
I
I think US game, the United States game, the next game, which will be on Tuesday, the 29th, I think. I just believe that that's a geopolitical game. Fagon, you will speak to us on this. Because, you know, United States and Iran, they don't see eye to eye. So, US must win that game. US must win that game.
They have to. Because if they don't, they're going home.
I'm not even talking about the going home. I'm talking about what the Iranian would say. That we be here on the football field, we can be here and there. That's what I'm talking about. They must win. Seriously. Because this thing is so... I mean, everywhere I turn, right? Yeah, in America, they are saying US must win. They cannot afford to lose to Iran.
If they must win, and if they will win, they will have to feed their strikers the ball. That thing that Pulisic was doing, he want to do everything himself, but one man can't play ball. If you say Alago Ajawia, he was the world best, European best, African best, Ballon d'Or, what they carry on?
But why Pierre Liberia?
Yeah, where carry on?
So somebody said this to me, Fagon, and I know let's welcome everybody, but it said, listen, Liberia is not in the World Cup. They are not playing, right? Mm-hmm. But Liberia have the highest delegation in the World Cup, representing who? No, seriously. Liberia is not playing. Lone Star is not playing.
Yeah.
But our country, Liberia, from the president, the first lady, the foreign minister, the defense minister, the maritime boss, I mean, they have the highest
the last boss
representation.
The last boss, Percy Yaka, went there to see how
Fagon, let's start the show, my man. I just can't wait. Let's start the show. Imagine. And I was able to talk to Zoga Wilson today. The man said, my man, okay. I said, Zoga, I beg you, don't come on. I begged Zoga today. I said, don't come on.
The defense minister there too.
But man, I begged Zoga. I said, Zoga, don't come on. You my man. He said, I'm man for what? I said, imagine, Zoga. And I want our follower today to hear this thing. Let's talk about this. That is bizarre. Dick Curtis, I know you're laughing, but it's true, Dick Curtis. Ghana sent the sport ministers and representative. Ghana play. Falcon. Ghana play in the World Cup. Senegal is in the World Cup. I think that's what Cameroon, right? In the World Cup. Liberia is not in the World Cup.
But I said even Carrasco there.
My man, but I said they have the highest delegation that ever. Even the people who have their own country that hosting the World Cup, they are not being represented like that. I mean, this is crazy. This is one of the ridiculous things we have ever seen or heard. If you know you wanted to go attend the World Cup, why you couldn't at least help Lone Star to be part of the World Cup? Face the SKD Stadium. Empower the team. You're a football legend, President Weah. Why couldn't you? If you know you will leave the country for 51 days or 100 days, whatever it may be. We need them. And I told James to get all their names. We put a picture on it and we'll be rolling it for the entire week, right? The president, the first lady, the foreign minister, the defense minister, the maritime boss,
youth and sport,
the youth and sport minister. I heard agriculture minister was there, but she gave it one way she checked up, but she was there too.
Liz.
But if I'm gonna help me, Liz. If I'm gonna help me, I'm gonna listen. Even to the bad ball, Carrasco. Even the cook, the man that can cook.
Yeah. The butler.
No, you call him butler. I tell you, he's a cook. Let's make it easy. So you tell me, for the sake of God, guys, if you know anyone that was up there, please, you can text their name. Eugene Lane Nangbe.
Yeah, the maritime
$15,000. $15,000 ticket in his hand. Why Saber 7 have not gotten paid?
But you know, that's the funny thing. Why?
Man, forgot, man. Let's take this thing away, man. It's embarrassing.
Why would you show a ticket with such a sum on it when you're paying people in your former ministry $45? The funny thing about the Liberian delegation to the Qatar World Cup is it's so funny to the rest of the world in that the biggest league in our country, and I'm throwing a challenge to the people who are watching, the biggest league in our country is the county meet. We should have the Ministry of Youth and Sports, but now it has become the Ministry of County Meet. Everything basically, to me, to elevate us to the level in terms of soccer, not other sports. World Cup, African Cup, debt. We don't even have a football fee. Then people telling us that they're private ventures. Football players want to open academies to grow talents in our country and export them. They're acting like it's a national engagement that will benefit the government instead of the business partnership that is doing such. My brother, maritime men in Liberia, we call the Maritime Commissioner Niji boss because you're dealing with water. So they say you're the Niji boss. What are you doing in the desert?
The people got to drink now. The man took water there.
Okay. Defense Minister, we're playing sports. And they play go look for guns, ammunition. Is that the time? Liz, Liberia Agency for Community Empowerment. What are you doing over there? Why you on a job there? Foreign Minister, Doyen, Dean of the Cabinet. They left Cabinet behind. You there. What are you looking for in the people country? Chief of protocol. The man go watch his son game. You stay arranging protocol there. Carrasco, we can understand you handling the situation. But look at the pictures that Pepsi has got posted. There were 4 Liberian girls in the background. And according to what I learned, one gentleman said his brother wife went to buy goose in Turkey. How did she lay in the picture behind Pepsi? Remains now a debate.
Mr. Fagon,
Why are we spending so much money?
Minister Fagon, we have our own dear data on the show. I don't want to keep her out of this thing, but I'll tell you why. For the next hour or how long we'll be here, I can tell you this is going to be crazy. Because the Liberian people need an answer. The people that are hosting their walk-up, the people that are hosting their own walk, they walk up though. George Manneh, where I say, you're crazy. I would bring myself, my wife, my defense minister, my foreign minister, my maritime boss, my chief of protocol, my bear ball, my chief cook, my lace, my everything plus more, and we'll bring more.
And my youth and sport minister.
And my youth and sport minister, Jesus Wilson, will come on the 16th. And he will stay with me from there. He will come to America with us. Then he said, well, what about your finance minister? He said, that man caused problem. Then he stayed back small. They said, but what about your information minister? He said, I bet with that man. He shouldn't come on the trip with me.
No. You said it right way.
I beg you, I'm trying to say it good. So you say it, Fagon.
That man always can't be drinking Heineken. For you to tell the people any trip we go on, what can happen there? Then he go sit down. When he come, like free money, he go back. He can't say nothing. He say he professional. So let him sit down there with professional thing.
Dr. Richardson, let's start this show. Let's just be serious. Something is happening to our nation. And we got the names of all those that went along with the president. That Senator paying almost $3 million now on this president trip. Almost 3 million, as we gather information. 3 million. Almost. That Liberian people will pay to see President George Manneh we are watching soccer. Talk to us, Dr. Richardson.
Bad leadership. You know, it's sad. It's so sad. I'm hearing echo. Is it me? It is so sad that we'll have a president who, in reality, has abandoned Liberians. He has used their money to abuse them. This is a typical abuse scenario, you know, taking all your resources to abuse Liberians. And you know, you guys started the show, you're talking about the United States and how far they've come. You know, soccer is not an origin of the United States. This game is not something that they played historically. You know, they have their own game here that they call football. And I'm saying that because my daughter, who's 21 years old now, she was a great soccer player. And when she started playing, the game was just started. It was almost like nowhere. And to see that United States team have come to a place where they're in the World Cup, and here we have soccer as been our game, our players that are so good. And you make the comparison, a legacy that George Weah could have made in our country. Had he put this $3 million that he's spending, at least $1 million into the soccer establishment in our country, we could have gone so far. And you know, the thing that he's known for, he can't even do it well. Can you imagine the other parts of the country, like rice, you know, like corruption, dealing with managing corruption, investigating people? How he can do soccer well, something that he should love and know. I guess maybe our country is not good enough. Maybe Liberia is not good enough. He'd rather go sit in other people's country and enjoy the establishment, enjoy playing soccer. That's the only conclusion that I can come to. But you know, it's sad. It saddens me, really saddens me. And we hope Liberians are listening to us. They are thinking there was no reason to take such a large delegation with him. No reason at all. I see absolutely no reason. So yeah, let's continue the conversation.
So, Eugene, I want us to, Mr. Fagon, I want us to come back to this wistful pork spending trip. It's wistful. There's nothing good going to come out of this trip. But I want to show you this. While we stick on this thing, I want to get your 2 cents on this one, and I hope we have it here. Oh, imagine this. It came out today, the Peninsula, the newspaper in Qatar, right? It came out today. But this is the amazing part. Folks, I want you to read it, Minister Fagon. Those on the radio land that they can hear this. See the interesting thing in this, Minister. Then you make your point.
Well, they said, according to what I'm reading, that he met Sheikh Tamim bin Hamad Al Thani, okay, at the Al Tumama Stadium. Imagine you're not meeting him now at the State House or the Palace. They met him at the stadium. And according to it, it says he's visiting, all right, and being accompanied by a delegation. He's visiting to attend the World Cup in Qatar with a delegation. It doesn't say he came on a state visit. Correct me if I'm wrong.
So I want to be very precise because we are reading what is written on their newspaper. This what was written today.
Of course.
Right? And you're right. Al Tamama Stadium, the President of the Republic of Liberia, His Excellency George Weah, with his accompanying delegation.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this is interesting. Who is visiting the country?
That's it.
Why is he visiting the country? This is interesting. To attend FIFA World Cup Qatar 2022 matches.
Mm-hmm.
No. When this came out today, when I saw this today, something shocked me. Going back to the president letter was all lies and was double lies. These people, they are not making a mistake. The government and people of Qatar didn't invite George Weah. Should we make that very, very clear? I will put this thing down for a minute. I want to hear from you because you serve as Deputy Information Minister. Eugene.
Yeah.
This man is visiting. Can you explain to us the difference? He went to visit. We didn't invite him on any forum, on any conference, but he went to visit. And the purpose of the visit, Liberia need to hear this one. Who is visiting the country to attend FIFA World Cup 2022 matches? If I want to talk to us, please.
Well, we have to be very careful too with the information. I think he said he was invited by FIFA. I'm trying to find a letter. And FIFA is the World Football Governing Body. Well, we've not seen any letter to that effect. All we know that the Qatarians are telling us that, hey, I don't have here. What we see here is what we're telling you right now. The truth of the matter is the man is visiting our country. And they did not accord him state visit, where you go, you receive on the airport, you salute, you inspect the honor guard, you go to the State House or the Palace. No. They met our president on the stadium in a VIP lounge. If you're doing propaganda, you will say on the stadium in the dressing room. But I know the Qatarians have a VIP lounge. And they met there, but he was accompanied by a huge delegation. And it made it quite clear that he's visiting. Here is where my disappointment comes in. All these people that accompanied the president, What are they doing there? And we're talking about to Tangier, Morocco, Sharm el-Sheikh, Egypt, then on to Paris, France, then on to Qatar. Look, Stanton, we all work for government. We know how much we make. You travel a lot, you know how much you can pay for a hotel. Who paying for all those people? Who? You think that's their personal money? Even if it was 48 days out of the country, 48 days, where are you eating? What are you eating? Where do you sleep? What are you spending? Iraq? But today, several children will go to bed hungry. A lot of people will die tonight in the various hospitals due to the lack of drugs or oxygen. I'm telling you, students will wake up tomorrow morning not able to transport themselves to school. Government employees are shut down in their bodies. No innovation to work because they only make $45. These are the things that we did not sign up for. And it's exactly what we're fighting against. And we still remain. Look at that huge group. And look at all the people when they take picture. That can be behind it. You carry your coke. It means you carry your cleaner too.
Oh, yeah.
Because Sekou Kalasco is an aide, not the cleaner. You carry FINA, the chief of protocol. You carry your security and your drivers. Let's take away the driver. You carry your doctor. There is always a flight officer. I think they call it Pape Wifa or something. I mean, when you say 50 people went behind the president, then you got people say, no, I'm 50. For me, more than 50, more than 58, more than 70. Because when you haul rope, the rope can haul push. You bring Percy, bring your people. You bring Eugene Amber, bring your people. You bring, so check that number. And then you will see where we're headed, unfortunately.
Dr. Richardson, this is getting to a point where you say to a point of no return. You know, when you're driving, it's a dead end. I remember the first time going to my daughter campus, we went around because there's a lot of buildings, apartments, offices, and we reached to a place that said dead end, and I just stopped. Thank God there was a police officer coming. I asked, and he said, drive behind me. He took us straight there. Liberia is getting to a dead end place. If we are not there yet. Understanding everything that we are saying today, even the people that are hosting the program, they have said they're kind of getting tired of seeing our president. Because you know what happened when a president is in a country? Minister Fagon will talk to us about this. It's on that government and that people to protect the president. That's why you say bilateral relationship. And Liberia need to know this. So that's why when Joe Biden goes somewhere, in less than 3 days, he wants to leave. Because he have added more pressure on the national security of that country. So they got to go like this. Don't they take their own secret services with them though, but they got to be fast because the pressure have been added to the national security of that country. So the people begging President Weah to leave. No, seriously. They are begging him to leave because it's double trouble for them. There's no free movement because they got to protect him and the many, many people that he has taken with him. That's national security. They are hosting him. People say, but what are the men doing at the first game? He said, oh, I'm begging you, let me stay the second game. He said, but what are the men doing at the second game? The man said, I want to stay the game on Tuesday against Iran. This is very, very serious. As a president, that's what the Liberian government, and Fagon, we have this. They want you out of the country for 7 days. They can only give you that $2,000 for 1 week. If you choose to go back, you'll come back and do what you got to do and renegotiate to go back. You are interfering with the people's security system. They are babysitting you. The people is babysitting our president. But Dr. Richardson talk, and I will yet go on this one.
So, when international newspapers begin to write about our country like that, write only about us being at a FIFA game, it is disgraceful. And then we want to look at the reason why investors are not coming into our country. When investors go to research Liberia, all these things pop up. To see a president at FIFA game, instead of a president who's making resolutions to address the crises that are in our country. So how do we intend for growth, progress to happen in the country? There's no price. People can come and argue, oh, the president got 50 million, blah, 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 blah from this country. Oh, he's out there pressing flesh for Liberia. There's no price to pay for that child, for that woman, or for that man that will die tonight in a hospital because our president has not provided any leadership to the crises that are happening in the different hospitals in Liberia. There's no price to pay for that child who will go to bed hungry tonight because the president have not addressed the $11 million when it comes to the rice insecurity. There's no price to pay for that person who will have psychological hardship because there's the infrastructure, Route IA Airport Highway, it's just left undone. It's just left like that. Okay? There's no price to pay for that kind of hardship. So the president can say, oh, I'm going to get this $1 million. I will press flesh to get this pledge. We don't even see it. The last time I talked about when he was there at the gender equality conference in France. In fact, we will probably go to it. Did he really go to the peace forum? Because the peace forum that is in Paris, because I've been searching all over to find that they're posting pictures because I'm not friends with them. So some of you who are friends with them, did you see any picture of him being at a peace forum? How did he attend it? I'm not seeing anything. So y'all please talk to us about it. But my point is here, when you get something, they say, oh, you got money the last time you were at the gender equality forum. Did we see any news conference to say, okay, this infrastructure, this building, this community, this person, this hospital was supported by this amount of money that the president brought in the country and will continue to be, because I'm not talking about one support. Hospital, schools, those things that are just one-time pledge or one-time grant can help them. We're talking about ongoing sustainability, ongoing support for these hospitals and schools. So if we don't get anything, if I'm just seeing you all day, watching football, people clapping, newspapers saying that you got big delegation and at the expense of the Liberian people, it is painful. Once again, my thing is I'm speaking to you Liberians in our country. It is time that you guys wake up. And in America, we can sit and smell the coffee. Please wake up and smell the coffee.
Dr. Richardson, thank you very much. Mr. Fagon, what am I hearing? That the people just say, you know what, this guy got to leave now. 3 weeks. The first game, the second game, now he want to stay the third game. If US beat Iran, then he probably going to stay again for the next game coming up. So it means that you're not seeing your president. But talk to me about the implication when a president visits another country. How serious is that? And how a burden it is on that country?
It is very serious because you have to inform the host country of where you're going to be staying, how long you'll be staying for, what you're there for. They already have all of the details worked out by the foreign ministry. And sorry for that. I don't know if it's your or mine. Is that
That's
your?
you. Nah, I'm good for my end. Go ahead, we good.
So they have to contact you, and you have to feed them these informations. But guess what? You were there to attend the opening ceremony because of who he was. He played a significant role in the game. World best, European best, 3 times Africa best. I mean, they wanted him there. But after the opening ceremony, you're there. So that government have to protect you. Yeah, at the time.
You're overstaying. It's time to go.
Yeah.
Come on.
Because they have to provide you everything. VIP protection and what have you. So I'm sure they're not too worried about the money as they are worried about the president and the safety. Why you carry all those people? What's their work? Let me ask a question. And this is not meant to make fun out of the butler. But you follow the president over there, what did he go and cook? Who kitchen you will use?
But any people get African store there.
Oh, that was it. Then that's what I'm saying. Now you gotta go look for pan butter, go hustle for case meat, then tobo, then naple. And I'm saying in a faraway places like those, it's hard to do those things in these 5-star hotels. Usually we who know the inside, the food is often cooked at one of the visiting ladies or, you know, friend of the president or whatever, and they bring it to the hotel and everybody eats. So what are you doing there? Liz, Pepsi, Yaka, what are you doing there? It's a sad thing, but it's a burden on the country. And the country is acting probably, unless they can tell us otherwise.
They cannot. So they cannot say anything that we are not saying on the show tonight. They cannot.
Mind you, the game with Iran, if the United States beats Iran, they will have 5 points. They automatically qualify.
Correct.
Let me ask you this hypothetically.
The president will extend a stay.
But you won't see your son in the quarterfinal?
The president will extend his stay, man.
If you wanted to see your son in the group stage, that the quarterfinal, the first Liberian man to play in the quarterfinal, you won't see him?
So are you telling me the president can look at Joe Biden and say, my man, leave me alone, I'm coming?
No, he won't say that. That's why he bought time in his letter. He said he will arrive in America on the 4th. And he will hold meetings up to the 12th.
So that time from the 4th to the 12th can be his saving grace.
It'll be the saving grace. Those people, those
I'm done with you, Franco. I'm done with you. The president said, I'm going to Monaco. But imagine he can go to Monaco on the 30th and still come back. Yeah. Because the game is at 29.
Yeah.
The game is at 29. So the president saved himself that 29-30 period. After the game, he can leave for Monaco because it's private jet. And he can come right back to watch the next game if US is qualified. So folks, that's why you have it. A lot of deception. Lies upon lies, and they are not truthful. But today, what we're going to get out of this trip today is that imagine that the president said, you know, I would take everybody. Though Lone Star is not in the game, they are not playing. We got no fish to fry in the oil, just to sit in front of our TV. But you know what? Another thing I heard though, maybe tell me, because this is folks are 80% confirming this. The president didn't see his son scoring that goal. No, seriously. This will shock a lot of people. He was on the field, but he didn't see his son scoring the goal because he left. And when you get something to drink, when the son scored a goal. Don't forget you are muted. Don't tell me that thing. Don't give me no type of that.
That cannot be. I'm asking you if it is confirmed.
80% confirmed. But we want them to say that lie. We want them to say that lie. So everything people saying that, yeah, no. The president didn't see his son scoring the goal live. To tell you the truth, the president left, his son scored, he heard the news, he came running. But so you have to see the replay. Imagine, man. Anyway, that not me so say that one if I go. Not me so say that
from
one.
Qatar to Morocco, I just checked it out. It's a 5-hour flight. So the president will watch the game on the 29th. And if the U.S. qualify, they will go into the quarterfinals. The round of 16, rather. If they go into the round of 16, the man will stay.
My man, you must the man gonna stay there for life, my man. Leave that thing, man. The man will stay. The man will stay to America Parkway and leave. The man must stay. So when we say this thing, then you got some people that saying, yeah, but the man that war best. So you gotta leave the country. I want us to invite some folks, Fagon, because we're gonna be here for another few minutes. I want us to invite.
But you know
folks.
when the World Cup will end, right?
When?
December 18. And that's why the president bought his time. Because between the 5th and the 12th, if the game is going to be on the 18th, the final game, it means on the 17th is resting day. 16 is third place.
17 you rise, and 18 you play the final game. But then let me ask you, what become of the convention? The CDC program that should be having on the 18, 19, or 20 or Christmas Day or next year. What become of that, Fagon?
And our job, we are nominated. They will have to wait. It will be postponed.
Are you kidding me?
Why not? You know they had a convention for the Congress. The announcement came out on the 20th. The delegates arrived on the 20th. The election was held on the 21st. And everything happened on the 21st. It was finished.
What? So let's talk about that. Is very important, and that's our next conversation.
So when the president come back, they will have the convention the same day and we end.
But so far, let me ask you a question. Why the convention took place in such a haste? Why? What's the hidden message? Let's leave this football visit, the president having his football visit for a minute. Let's talk about CDC. We have seen convention. People go for days. Delegations will go for days. People will celebrate, they will eat. But this thing happened at night. Overnight, by the way. They call it Jade, beyond the door. Fagon, why? What was happening? Now we see Jefferson Koji. What the position Jefferson got? Secretary.
That is the Secretary General.
Secretary General. We see Piso, Senita, Moba, Molu, or Thomas Fala, and all those high-ranking, like Sir Joe said, Akaris Gray, Samuel Twed, Nathaniel McGill, the president uncle at Environmental, what's his name?
Wilson Tappet.
Wilson Tappet. They all were MIA. It's like the young people just hijacked the party and they are running with the party. But you serve in this government. Talk to librarians to know, why was it important to have an overnight convention?
Well, according to the rumors we got, the president said he was coming back to restructure the party, rebrand the party, reorganized the party. The original stewards of the party decided, okay, let's try to find out what's going on. And we heard Wilson Tapper, Eugene Nangbe, my brother Edwin Snow. Those were the names coming forth for the Congress, not the coalition. And reliable sources, they said the guys and say, hell no. They hijacked the government. They cannot hijack the party. Good night. And that's how they went about taking control of their party.
So you mean the president, he wasn't in the know?
Reliably learned. Some say he was. Some say he wasn't. But going with my instincts, I'm convinced by conviction and compassion that the president had no knowledge of the arrangement. Go through the way it looks on paper. The George Weah would have never seen that. That is not the Congress for Democratic Change leadership.
What about this new, and Dr. Richardson, I know you're coming, please. Let me hold Fagon for a little minute. What about this new arrangement that Jefferson Koji, Secretary General, Moba Molu, Thomas Fala, are they not afraid that the president will come against them since they have hijacked the party? What's the president's strength in this? Is he afraid of those guys?
Well, that's why they're waiting for him, to see what he will do. Because the people say the convention over. And unless it is challenged in the Supreme Court, if they submit their paper, that's it. Can't do nothing about it. So he has to live with the fact that they have had a convention in the Congress for Democratic Change.
But seeing all of that, Fagon, everything you just said, the new generation have taken over the party. Can they deliver a win for this president? The names that we are hearing, the people that are now going to be running this CDC, can they deliver a solid win?
No one party can win an election in Liberia. And of course, the Congress for Democratic Change is a witness. And just looking at them, I don't think they want to be the faces. How are you going to tell the people? They need a coalition. And the coalition is not coming, not anytime soon until the president comes back. The coalition documents expired November 2nd. All parties, including Prince Johnson, have refused to sign. Everyone is waiting for the president. And you know what that means.
Money.
Do you think the president is afraid of those guys? The Fala, the Jefferson, the Moba Molu, and the rest of them. Do you think he's afraid of them? Not afraid of them in the bigger sense that they can harm him, but afraid of them that they seem that they are tired of his waiting and dealing with all the outsiders, like they call them, the Eugene Nangbe, the Edwin Snow, that trying to jump into this thing, and those old folks that trying to hijack. Because look at Moba Molu. He was just a floating chairman. He cannot come close to the president or party chairman that cannot come close. Yo, James, put it up real quick. Put it up. So imagine, they said George Manuel Weah, standard bearer. Moba Molu, national chairman. Eugene Fagon, this Moba Molu have never come close to this president. Not even doing a Boca dance. Doing the Boca dance, they threw him off. So he didn't. You got Bala Williams, vice chair for administration. Wilhelmina Pisota, vice chair for political affairs. You have Samora Wolokori, vice chair for finance and investment. Thomas Fala, vice chair for operation. Let's go down, because I'm not calling Jangan Kao there. Let's come down all the way to Jefferson Koji, National Secretary General. Who made a mistake, Fagon?
It was not a mistake. It was carefully calculated by the boys from Lofa. If he isn't afraid now, he have to be afraid. Go over the Lofa boys' name.
Call their name. Call the name. I will call the position. Thomas Fala. Thomas Fala, Vice Chair for Operation. Jefferson Koji, Secretary General. Who else?
Moba Molu.
Moba Molu, Chairman.
Samora Pizza Wolokoli.
Samoa Wolokoli. There you go. You got him as for finance and investment.
Janga Ko.
Janga Ko. Oh my God. You get Janga as Vice Chair for Legal and Governmental Affairs.
The list can go on and on. And they did not only hijack the party leadership, they also hijacked the youth league. You know that?
The youth league. Yeah.
They hijacked the youth league also with Maba Johnson and others. So if he isn't afraid, you have to be afraid because the Southeast don't have the numbers. And if you mess with the Lofa boys, you certainly will not get Lofa. So where will you be? You're out. So they're using it as a leverage.
But that's Richardson, though. This new arrangement, is shocking. That they didn't wait for the president. This thing was done behind closed door. The convention was done overnight. Or while you see District Number 8 lawmaker, what's his name?
Carlos Gray.
Gray jumping around and saying that, listen, we got the party under control. Tell me, for the sake of God, which one of these guys in George we ask inner circle? Which one of them?
Well, as far as I'm concerned now, excuse me, there is no one from the original CDC that remained with the CDC that is in his inner circle now.
Wow.
The foreign minister is removed. Pepsi Yaka is his friend. Eugene Nangwe, lifelong UPist. Who again? Zoga Wilson joined just like myself, a friend. But Zoga Wilson is not in the inner circle. Forget about it. They'll throw that away.
So what do you say about Samuel Twe?
But how often do you see Samuel Twe with the president? We're talking about people who wake up in the morning, go to the president's house. When the president said, my man, I'll see you before they go home. That's the kitchen cabinet. That's the inner circle right there. And nobody, I repeat, the president used to see two persons when he wake up. When he go to bed, he used to see two persons. Pepsi Yeke and Bill Twawe were his two right-hand men. Bill left the equation. Eugene Nangbe filled the void. So look there carefully. Nothing has changed. Those are his two right-hand buddies right now. And so they are not original. Eugene Nangbe was there, but he left and joined the Unity Party. So the party is distance away from the president, and the all party stalwarts are all gone. So what he wanted to do, the guys decided not our party. They staged a political coup d'etat, and it was successful. They seized control of their party. And that's what happened. I can put my right hand up and put it on.
If you say Fagon is true, if you say it's true, because that's why I'm hearing.
No,
I'm hearing it, just why you're explaining. You guys have seized control of the party, Dr. Richardson.
So the question that I have, the list that we're just showing, all of those people don't seem to be original party members. I mean, some of them we have on this list here that you are showing me. I'm thinking about, hold on, let me just get back to this list here. You have someone like
yeah, it's up here.
Wolokoli, is that a regional person? And you can tell us because you're in the party. I don't care to know about their party business. Piso Tai, is that a regional party member?
I'm not in that party. I'm in the coalition.
Okay, yes, you're right. You're right. someone like John Ubuti, I've never heard. Mama Sikapa, I think you know, everyone know that.
They are original party people.
Okay.
They are original. And you know what the guys did? Let me tell you a big secret. They knew that Big Papa would have gotten upset. So they brought Big Papa cheering inside. You know, you want a witchcraft team to be good, bring the people cheering.
The Mama C, the Piso.
The Piso, they brought cheering. So imagine Piso was not there for them to vote for her. She didn't even know her name was on the list. She was all away for the states. They just caught her cheering and put her in there and say, okay, when you deal with all, you're cheering there too.
And maybe you can speak about this, Father Fagon. When I look at this list, I see people who are in the current government who are not actually propagating what they have done for the Liberian people. And so we're looking at a list like the Willa Colley, who is actually now was mentioned in the rice scandal, rice insecurity scandal. You know, we'll talk about gender equality. We see Pisota, you know, Mama Sikaba, who also, you know, works at the gender ministry as well. But we see all of these people who are in the current government. And one can ask, what have you done for the people of Liberia to now come back to us to say, please re-elect me, please re-elect my party? That's the question that I'm kind of grappling with at this point right now.
Well, for me, I'm not grappling with anything because I know what's up.
What's up? You tell us what's up.
The truth of the matter is, when you have a political party that is a part of a coalition that have done damage already to the coalition in terms of making it all about themselves.
Okay.
Forgetting to know that the king with other people, it becomes disastrous. Look at that list. That those people then go and convince MPP people and LPDB people. Your father or again. The first one we did to y'all was small. The next one, your sister and brother and your brother will not be there.
So Fakon, so the fact of the matter here is that when they signed this coalition agreement, people were supposed to at least make contribution to the government. In other words, they were supposed to get different ministries, different positions, but the CDC gave all of the positions to the partisan and neglected to include those other party members. And so this is a little bit what the fuss is about. I mean, when I hear Prince Johnson say, I'm waiting for the president to come for us to have a conversation, aka, in other words, exchange money, perhaps.
He didn't say AKA exchange money.
Well, I'm just saying that's my. I mean, Front Page Africa had a story about where he said that in order to function in government, there has to be exchange of something. You have to, because it costs money to have offices in different counties, and you have to have monetary exchange going on to say, if I vote for you, you're gonna have to give me something to keep my rent going or to keep my billboard going in these different counties. And that's kind of what I took out of that article. So that's what it is, aka exchange money. So in some way, people are saying he was openly confirming pay to play, which is hilarious. It is unbelievable to me.
So, well, the thing about it is, I would say this: the first group of jobs, the CDC took 50%, gave 25% to Joel, 25% to Alex Tyler. After that, the second group of jobs and the third, that was it. It was over. They didn't give them anything. The same happened to Prince Johnson. So it's going to be a tough one. Let's see if they will sign up, and let's see what the new agreement would be.
So you know, I really, that new agreement right now, to me, Dr. Richard is saying, to mean something about that overnight convention. If I'm gonna call it coup, something about that is not right.
I didn't say political coup d'etat.
Yeah, that's what we mean, political coup d'etat. Well, you know, but I would say this also, that I think the president is fully aware of this convention that took place. I really don't think that it was done behind his back. What's your thought, Dr. Richard saying? You want to tell me that these names that we are calling, those are names. The president, I think he's 100% aware of this. I think the president playing a double game here. If I don't know, before you speak, let the doctor come in. Because I received a message while we on the show, right? Somebody said, Stanton, just stop joking. President, we
Let
are
me
with
get a drink.
this what engineered by President we are. Go ahead, Dr. Richardson.
I mean, obviously, he has to appease the people that are, that he's traveling with, the people that are currently serving in his party, the people that he has in these positions. So he has to appease them. They're in it together.
Yeah.
So that's probably why he's aware of it. Like the Woolley who works at finance, that's somebody he has to appease because these people have monetary and financial information that about how the government attribute a lot of money to these different projects, or even the money that was used to travel. Minister Tour was here. He told us that they give the president a certain amount of money. He couldn't definitely tell us. I think when we asked him, he came down to
You
2,000.
get a blank check. That's
Yes.
correct.
Yeah. So the point of the matter is these people who are in his government that now is holding positions, they're in this together. So the president is aware compared to the suffering people who are going to the party daily, going under the sycamore tree. We didn't see their names, we didn't see their names being mentioned. And interestingly, I guess maybe this LOFA thing is so important to them, as Falcon has said, because we know the last election, the vice president won LOFA, the only county that he was able to get. So perhaps they're trying to say, I want to send a message. That's why the LOFA boys are involved. I want to send a message this time around. We're going to appease again. We're going to keep these LOFA boys somewhere so that we can send a message to the fake message, because it's not a real message, to LOFAians that they are in this thing with us. What a real message would look like will come in the form of development. If you truly, truly love the country, it won't be about just putting people in places just so that you can present them to the Liberian people as if they are with you. You will be developing and making sustainable rules, laws, you'll be building better roads for our country. Look for road, I laugh when I hear them say, oh, they're getting contribution from the Middle East to pave or to build the road in the, for lack of a better word, in the rural part of our country. Ellen got millions of dollars to build those roads. Banga to Salaye Road was built through Ellen's initiative. They have financiers, which means that we took loans to build these roads, but yet they're still telling us that this president is in the Middle East meeting with people to bring money back to build roads for our country. So we Liberians, we have to be sensible enough to get the real story. Look at your resources. All of you guys in Liberia, you have some access to the internet. Google Paris Peace Conference. See, what did your president state there? Was he there? Google, the letter that he wrote. Go on to Spoon website. You see the letter that he wrote asking, and he used a word, Falcon. He said this is a necessary trip. Okay, when something is necessary, it's like you are required to be there. It's almost like not borderline urgent. I don't find this to be a necessary trip, especially when you're spending Liberian people money like this. It disturbs me. It is very, very disturbing. So those are my thoughts about that.
Thank you very much. Fagon, the same question to you, though. They are saying President Weah, listen, 100%, it was calculated and done by him.
It's politics. You expect the president, after the convention was held in the middle of the night, a list was issued with the Congress for Democratic Change logo up the top. You expect the president to say, "You'll cancel that thing, I don't know." It would have been the biggest blow to the entire political structure of the coalition. So he just have to play. But guess what happened? You know what President Weah is? He will play with some of them, but he will not play with some of them. In fact, some people will be sidelined. He won't even want to see them. Because it is what it is, Stanton, believe me. Believe me when I tell you what I'm telling you. The president has no choice but to play with the current team. Or, like my grandpa can say, we just check out the whole team.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because look at the list you see over there. You either play with them or you will not have anything called Congress for Democratic Change. And guess what? The first to congratulate them? The NPP. The people who are not even finished getting the list, the NPP congratulated them. Because, my brother, that Kuku Jumuku, when you inside, you don't know. That is a calculated attempt on the part of the three parties, including Prince Johnson, to seize control of the revolution and leave President Weah hanging with his friends. He either cooperate or he will collect.
So going back to what Dr. Richardson said, this cooperation called for what? I will give you 5 senior position, directors and minister. It's too late. So I will agree with what Dr. Richardson said. Prince Johnson looking for the Benjamins.
No. They call him one year Rabbi.
Operation
Rabbi.
Oh.
I don't care what the Americans say. They need to understand our politics. You went to people, you say, when I take over, I'll give you this, I'll give you that, I'll give you this. 5 years finish, you won't give it to them. Then in the sales that you come out, you say, I'm going to let go again. Next year, I will give it to you. The person said, we want it. We want rabbi. If you land here for us to appease our people, my brother, you on your own. And imagine we're talking about institutions.
Wow.
We are not talking about individuals. Because if you talk about individuals, then you have to consider me. If you say Fagon, forget about that team. You and Dr. Francine, knowing what I went through, you want to tell me, say, Fagon, campaign again like you did in 2017. When we win again, we'll take care of you. Who are you talking to? I think that Francine grandson, what she can be playing with. So it has to be rabbi. It doesn't mean I'll go somewhere else. But I'm not going to come up and take 12 hours and I challenge anyone here to say I'm lying. I got to campaign for the people in Asia. Their time different. Australia, their time different. Europe. 10 before I come to Liberia. The 15 counties. Today, you can hear my voice. Then you can't tell me, say, my brother, 2023 will be in the trenches.
Well, you'll be in the trenches. You'll be called with death. You'll be called with death. Fago, let me ask you a question though. When will the people get paid? We're going to 3 months. When?
And the sad part about it, I'm receiving reports that the finance minister broke his hand.
So let me put this thing up. Let me put it up. Because I was just waiting for you to say something on it, but you're wasting time. So this is front page, Dr. Richard saying. It's up there, escape. You can call the second word. This is Spoon. Spoon sharing this on the page as well. Let's read what happened. Liberia Finance Minister wife involved in car accident on Lofa County Highway. Okay, let's just go back to this. The Minister of Finance and Development Planning, Samuel Tway, and his wife, this is from the front page newspaper, involved in a serious accident at Ganglota Lofa Highway. According to report, the minister car somersaulted, causing him, Minister Tway, his wife, and one security guard sustained injuries. The minister, his wife, and the security guard were rushed to Phoebe Hospital in Banga City, Bon County. This is from Page newspaper reporting. The minister was on his way back to Monrovia a day after he served as the keynote speaker at the 5th graduation ceremony of Lofa County Community College in Vojama City. Again, we will announce on this show our prayers and thoughts are with the ministers, and we pray that, giving God thanks, and we are very grateful that they are, it's not too serious, and we hope all is well. We can have our own political situation, differences in opinions, but today God saved life, and God saved the minister and his wife and the driver or the security guard. We are grateful. But let's talk about the issue, Fagon. The people ain't get paid. Minister Tua want to talk to Vajama graduation, Lofa, on his way back here. The very road the people been complaining on. Is that the road that was done that this government bragged about? That road was completed and everything is fine?
Honestly, I don't think they said it was completed and everything was fine. What I do know is that they said they've made significant progress. And many of the drivers these guys have, they're not experienced drivers. But it's because of trust in a person. You got to look for some OSS driver then, the old paper then. Because I'm telling you, I'm thankful that it's not so bad.
Mm-hmm.
But driving on Kota Road in Monrovia, brother, is different from driving on gravel road. And when they're running in the convoy, sometimes everybody want to be 2 cars or 1 car space in between. When you take a curve and the gravel haul you, you go in. Because the gravel will slide. And the centrifugal force of the vehicle will not hold. So you go in and you will somersault. And most of these guys, I'm sorry. And with the injury to Tua, he's a guy that loves to work overtime. So I'm not sure about the payment of the people. But again, government said they have done significant amount of work on the road. It remains for our journalists to be able to go out there and see what the definition of significant progress is.
But look at the picture, Fagon. This road, how you in the good heaven you would tell us the road is this road is only by the mercy of God, man. These guys were saved.
But you see the gravel?
Yeah.
It means the gravel actually hauled our car. It flip until it sat down.
This is scary, Dr. Richardson. Thank God he survived, though. This is real scary.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely, Stanton, our prayers and thoughts and positive energy goes to the family. But the issue remains that we have a president that they have labeled as bad road medicine. And this, looking at the road as we see the picture, it doesn't come close to the definition of significant progress, whatever Fagon wants to call it, significant progress. When I look at significant progress, I want to see if the money that they spend on this road is equivalent to what my eyes can see. And it doesn't look like, any amount of money have been spent on that road. We know you and I know in Liberia during the dry season, you go there and grade, for lack of a whatever, they grade the road, you sprinkle small water on it, they say that's it. I mean, for $3 million that they are spending, plus, now I was going to say $3 million plus, that's all we know. We know the $3 million. They are spending. You mean to tell me they can't build or they can't fix, at least improve these roads? I was just reading an article that these roads were financed during the last administration. 5 financiers Okay, financiers basically finance these roads. The financiers came from the very same uh, Middle East that we speak about, Kuwait, Qatar, all of those people. They were the one who would borrow our country, borrow money from to finance the building of these roads. And now we come here to see, we're still having a conversation about significant progress for bad road medicine precedent. It's not adding up to me. It's not adding up to me. So again, we'll come here every day. We'll provide the information to the Liberian people, and I hope they are filtering it to make the best decision for our country. It is a shame and it saddens me that we will live in a country and when it show our president, he got all of the amenities next to him. He got good seats to watch the game. He got great bottle of water, everything, all the amenities. But look at the country that our president comes from to go and sit and be comfortable, or all the delegation he has with him. When you talk like this, someone like me have empathy for our people. This is the reason why I still connected to Liberia, because of my heart. When I say that the president got our country at heart, bad road medicine, but look at our country. It is sad. It's a disaster. We should be ashamed. Liberians should be ashamed for how rich we are and for all of the debt that our country is in, and our country looks like the way it does. And people can argue it's been like this. It's been like this since 1847. But when are we going to start to move forward in this modern society? When are we going to start? I don't want to hear the argument about us, the people in 1847 did it that way. Okay, but this is now. Let's stick to the here and now. What is happening in the country here and now? Is it okay for us to take the money now and go and sit in another country, have all of the amenities, carry 50 plus delegations? Some of you guys can argue and say it's 50 or more people traveling with the president. Is that okay to do while the rest of Liberia just will in suffering? No, it's not. It's not.
Thank you very much. You see, we just talk about this thing, Minister Fargon, with the little more time we have. I want you to talk to us. Look at this car. Look at this.
And imagine, what car is that, right?
A Toyota, man. Land
Cruiser.
Yeah.
Imagine if that
a well-built car. A well-built car.
Yep, airbags, everything. Imagine if that had been a Toyota Tesla or a Corolla. But just looking at the car, it tells you the speed with which that grabber was going, no doubt. That is a Land Cruiser, for God in heaven's sake. And just like I said, the gravel pull him and flip him. It's not Kotaro. Those are us who've been driving since, I don't know what, probably we know. We know how the gravel road is. When you're taking the curve, you must blow your horn. When you're approaching the curve, you have to slow down. No amount of centrifugal force on the vehicle can prevent the grabber from hauling you. My brother, you will go. And that Land Cruiser, are you looking at the picture? Stanton, are you there?
I'm here. We listen to you.
You look at the back windshield?
It's gone.
But I'm asking myself whether that's bulletproof. Because I'm looking at the inside of the windshield.
Oh, the seal around it. The seal around it. Yeah.
You see? There's a wiper all the way in. Land Cruiser's back windows are not usually like that, though. So this must have been a very solid car. This must have been a very solid car. I'm looking at the back windshield. If you look at it carefully, to the right-hand side, over the light that is not damaged. The tail light that is not damaged. The right-hand side of your screen.
Mm-hmm.
You will see the inner wiper there. No windshield goes beyond the iron. They all go in. Wow. The car was solid. And you can see the two sirens lights still in the back window. Thank God for his life, man. If he had been in another car, it would have been another story.
Minister Fagon,
Still, I wanted to add,
yes.
I thank God for his life. But, a lot of times, and I see how Fagon described how solid this car is. A lot of times, sometimes it's not about the solidity and all of this stuff. This stuff will pass. What didn't previous leaders and previous finance minister didn't write, or what they didn't do? Okay, but we have to think about our Liberian people. All of the no amount of money, no amount of material things can make another person feel better if you're not thinking about it, if you're only thinking about yourself. So I just want to say that I don't know, he may feel better physically, or all of the people that are involved in this accident, there's a psychological damage that have affected them. We call that post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD. And so they're going to go through different moments of intrusive thoughts, flashback of this accident in their head. And when you have these flashback avoidance, all of these different things that I know as a psychologist, that can affect your ability to be fully functioning. Sometimes we see our people are strong, oh, he's going to carry on. That's just, to me, a symptom of being numb. And when you're numb, you don't care. You don't have empathy. You don't have feeling. You just go by the flow. But I hope that our finance minister can bounce back from, wish him well, can bounce back from this situation. And we hope that he shouldn't just look at the physical recovery and say, oh, I'm well. I hope that they all seek some kind of talking, some kind of psychological help to be able to be more productive in our society. But it saddens me, because when I see like no amount of material things sometimes can prevent us from these type of challenges.
So my question to you, when will the people get paid now? 3 months going towards, let me take this down. We said thank you, Lord, for rescuing Samuel Toy and his wife. Mr. Fagon, yet and still, Liberian people, they have not gotten the pay. Today is the 27th. Let's just end up and close on that, because I want to give an announcement. And I think I will also have to ask you this very important question. Maybe you know more than I do. Over the weekend, someone was asking me this question. Did you hear that MedTech is about to take over from Viva, the National Food Authority?
Why you always bring trouble?
No. There's a reason, because it's part of our discussion this week, and I want folks to
Everybody
listen.
was waiting for next week. Bring the trouble also.
Yeah. You know me, because this is very important. Yeah.
MedTech did not just come from Pluto.
Okay.
And people, it will interest a lot of people to know who the owners are.
Well, that's you. You don't. I don't want you going there, Fagon. That's why I get mad at you.
I'm not going there. That's
You're
what
trying to spoil something here tonight. MedTech Scientific Company Ltd Limited. That's what it means. MedTech Scientific Company Limited.
Mm-hmm.
All right. This company was designated by the Liberian government. It's about to take over from Viva. August of 2021. They said they would charge 20 feet continue, $192. 40 feet, 250 something and change. Who owns this company? I received a very important information that some big people, they are getting so crazy, man, when they realize the people that own this company.
But you say we take over. The boat took over underwater. Look, government is not doing well with her information. And when the public gets to know what we're hearing, the rumors that we're hearing, it will be damaging.
No, I got it. Fagon, I got it. Maybe we'll exchange note. I got it. Yeah. That's why I'm bringing it up. I got to tell Liberian people this one. Who are the names? Dr. Richardson, the names, right? It will scare you. Very four powerful names on this matter. We are not talking about Angela List. We know she's just a cover up. And you can tell me about Angela List later on. But some of our own people named are on this list, and the document we have received. Hey, Minister Fagon.
Our partners are very concerned. These are some of the things when people hear me talking, they say, Fagon, you will never get government job again. I know I will not get government job. You don't need to tell me. But me, I can go to that friends and how eat good food. I go to Stanton how eat good food. I pass anybody put a bit fighting to give me food and things. You are trying to fight for. That you telling me you will not see government job again. Now you will see it. I will know how to do the job. They ain't give it to me. Now you will not know how to do it. Now you don't give it to me. But the truth of the matter here is this. People were paying $150 to send barrel. Under this administration, you get $275 go sit down. That were under PVAC, $275. Most times when your barrel reach the port, the owner then can take out what they want for inside. Then they give the custom people. The custom people take out their own. Then the post security take out their own. They won't worry me, you take it to Babiata. People already living with that trauma. And there's BVAC that real people somehow, but now they won't. I don't even know what to say to you, my brother. Why are we like this? Why do we do these things to our people?
We want to announce that this week will be a very special discussion on this issue. The reason why we are bringing it up because Big Brother are watching. They have placed calls and they are mad. Big Brother, they are watching. They have placed calls, phone calls, and they have expressed their disappointment. Who brought this company to Liberia? How much are they making from this company? Damn. Liberia don't know.
The alarm in that one and a small alarm.
Liberia don't, yeah? You know, sorry guys, let me branch off a little bit because this person says something very interesting. And I know, Fagon, I will let you and Dr. Richardson close on this one because today is Sunday, we have to go. I want you to go eat your JGB. But let's read what this person said. Olano Chinwe. Nurses who have not taken pay for 3 months and the hospitals that has not received supplies are the ones caring for Mr. and Mr. Tway and others. Alima will go. Alima will go. This is powerful. And it's true. You understand Phoebe Hospital, government hospital. No, Stanton, you're not making a mistake. If I'm going to correct me. Phoebe Hospital, government hospital, right?
No.
Oh.
No.
Oh.
No. I know better than that.
Woo.
When they want to take government money, then they act like the government hospital. When they collect government money, then they private.
Those paper the difference.
Let me tell you this, guys. This is very, very important to note. People say, but why they couldn't fly in all of the country? Maybe they didn't reach that level yet. But you know why? We wish them well. We wish the minister well. We wish they, his wife, the driver, whosoever involved, got caught in that accident. Thank God, no death. They will come back balancing.
No, but Stanton, this is what we talk about, and I think what that writer was trying to say is that material things come and go. You and I know that. You can buy a house, will die tomorrow, will get sick, and these things come and go. But when you create a system where you are paying the people in the country systemically, you are building roads systemically, you are creating training for nurses systemically, that when you die, when you get sick, it carries on. These things will be able to work. And this is what I think that writer was trying to say, that, if you don't create a system, anything can happen. Whether you get sick, what happened to you, anything can happen. But when we have a system, it kind of flows, like I don't have to be, I can be Joe Blow and go into the system and people will attend to me because that's the system. They're being trained, they're being working. But, cars get damaged, houses get broken down, shoes get worn out. Those are all materialistic things. And this is what I think we have to get to the place in Liberia. That's one of the consequences. When we just focus on these materialistic things and don't think about people, that's the consequences, and I'm not speaking, I wish them well. I have a heart. I pray for them, but I just pray for our country as well. And I speak for our country as well.
So Fagon, let's try to wrap this. I know you will hang with us next week because we're going to talk about this MedTech Scientific Limited. It's important. We know who all own this company, Honor Water. When they say Honor Water, Fagon call them DG. But some people name the people that own this, that company, that have their name somehow attached, that making money, that's suffering the Liberian people. We got their names. And trust me, you think Legis was something? This one is more than Legis. This one is more than the sensors that I've never taken course. This one is bigger.
Any more bad news? I'm sorry.
No. We have to give in. I'm sorry. It's something that we have to tell the Liberian people. This one is bigger because it is important to know that these people collecting money, and they say they're serving as ministers and directors and commissioners. They're serving in the people's interest, but they have created a company to continuously rob the people. Continuously. So we'll take. Now we're going to share the link. We'll just take one of the first 10 that will come and talk for under 1 minute. If you fit it by that, Prince, we got to go. But I have the Eugene Fagon and Dr. Richardson in studio. We will be talking to you. We will share the stream link. We will share it. Come in quick and make your point, because we promise you guys we're going to do it Saturday, but Saturday we're fixing our stuff. You have question for Fagon, hit him with your hard question. No disrespect, Dr. Richardson, hit her with your hard question. We got to do this thing the next 10 minutes because we got to go. Today is Sunday. Fagon GB is sitting right there because I saw it. When you see him going off, he going to take 2-3 spoons quick, eat some good meat, then he come back real quick. Fagon, is that good meat or cow meat? Because goat can make you something.
That you finish talking right? Then you ask
I like good meat.
Those days are gone where the people used to say on Sunday, I don't see Ray or they tell you God know your food. You better pray while your food and eat. Thanksgiving Day, people were talking about turkey.
Listen, we're going to disown the Addington Star you today.
So let me say something to you, Fagon.
On Sunday, that's not
Fagon, let me say something to you. So the manna that fell from heaven, they cook it with ray oil or ago oil.
But when the manna came down, said they told you what high was tasty.
That thing I heard that it was pigeon.
People just used to, Thanksgiving, you got to cook turkey. Turkey is to the American people as to GB is to an African man.
Man, Thanksgiving, right? What I enjoy on the Thanksgiving, we had turkey, but I enjoy what my mother-in-law faced. She faced a homemade shrimp noodles. It was nice. Listen, I didn't eat the turkey. I didn't eat the jollof rice. But that shrimp noodles, oh my God, it was super. And I had it for 2 days. I'm done. Thanksgiving is over. I went right back to my coffee from Wawa. And they don't want to hear it. My wife, she doesn't want to hear it, but I'm super. That's me.
Man, I smell fufu we ate on Thanksgiving Day, man.
You
all
told
the
me.
particles were available.
All the chicken feet, everything.
My man Joseph James Morgan, the man put everything together but the dodo that were over the fufu. They call dudu. Even God saw it and blessed us.
Hey,
I'm telling you. God
I
saw
know.
the fufu and blessed us.
But you called me. We were talking. So I heard the noise in the back. The guys were screaming. They were talking. You know. And when we're watching the game, you said, "My man, stand on that team ready to go." But I said, "Frago, it's good that you enjoy, my man." So why do people want to bring you back in politics if you're there doing your thing, enjoying quietly?
No, that Akara's grace say I will be in the trench with him. A $98,000 Tahoe, the $72,000 pence.
The wedding in Paris.
When he was going to Ivory Coast for the engagement, he carried me. He said you will be in Côte d'Ivoire with me. No. When you are going to Paris at the Grand de la Grande, he said you will be in Paris with me. But time for him to go Grand Gira now. Then he said, "Mon cousin, you will be in the trench with me."
Yeah, that's that what I meant.
Let me say this, guys. We have shared the link. If you want to ask your question, come on now. We're about to go. All right. We have shared the link. Just look at the page. Log in. StreamYard is right there. Super TV, Fabric Spoon. It's right there. Just join us and let's have a wonderful show. We're about to go. Eugene Fagon, he's hearing you right now. You saying no to him. Are you saying no to him because you think it will not benefit you? Are you saying no to him because you're thinking that Liberia deserves better? I mean, are you saying no to him because you think this brother, Akaris Gray, have failed the people of District Number 8? And even if you have a good person running against him, I think he will end up losing. But right now, he got nobody strong running against him. So he's flying hard. You know, he's making his case. He said, "I'm a Superman, District Number 8.
I was on the front line as a frontline general and commander. I stayed in the Murphy for the coalition government. I was on the front line. You didn't think it was necessary to have me there. You recommended my dismissal. Then, after the dismissal, you said I should follow you in the trench. I know that trench soldier. I can say men move, they move. I said men drop, they drop. I said men take cover, they take cover. I don't follow you in the trench. I stay on the front line. That's who I am. So don't call me to go follow you in the hole because you're scared. You can't win District A again, or your party interests are real.
Oh, man, Fago, I beg you, Lawrence Carson, Neymar Jackson, welcome to Spoon Talk. You got your 1 minute. Talk to us, your question. My man, you gotta turn your something down. You got something, turn your receiver down and listen to the computer, my man. I hope you did it. Hello?
Thank you, Stanton. Thank you very much. Again, I was
turn your other receiver down.
No, I don't have any receiver here.
But you are watching the show, so the feedback is coming because you're watching the show. Turn the show off. Turn your other receiver down.
Okay.
But man, turn the show off. Then you'll be
okay.
fine.
I'm coming. I've seen it. I know what you're talking about.
I'll put it on mute.
Yeah, I'll put it on mute. Thank you. The man will come back, Fago. A man was born before computer or born after computer. I don't know how they call that one. But Fago, do not attack my brother.
No, I'm attacking. I'm telling you my position. The man said I should go follow him.
But you said the man can be hiding in the trenches. That's what you're saying. In Southern
I didn't say it.
In Southern One trenches. In Southern One trenches.
The man said Fagon will be with me in the trenches. I don't be in trenches. I the one was on the front line. When I received fire, I gave back fire, such as Calawax, Rakta Catellos, cheering from the Lizard Chapel. I don't go in trenches. So when he said I'll be in the
they're fuck go. They're fuck go.
Yeah, I said you going high in the trenches, and I'm fighting behind you, man.
Let's bring in Charles Clark, guys. If you're joining us, please lower your order. You were watching us before. You got to mute or turn that off. Then you can join by way of your computer. Charles, welcome to Spoon Talk, man. This is the time we bring in our followers.
Thank you, CEO.
You got a minute, Charlie.
My question to Mr. Fagon is, you are telling the Liberian people that you're not going to campaign on promises. You want rabbi. My question to you is, what would be your message to the voter if you are not going to campaign on promises?
No, that's a very brilliant question. I was speaking in terms of the three political institutions that have commitment with the Coalition for Democratic Change. And I say, take for example, me. It'll be rabbi, because you're not coming to come tell me when we take over, we build 2 overhead bridges, the Chinese will help us, we'll take care of Bali Island, we'll not pay anybody less than $150, and then all of that, we fail. We got 1 year to do it. You going to do it, or start it, or bring about the reforms? Why you want me to go tell the people that when we win second round, nobody will make less than 150? It's not possible, brother. I can go tell them that nobody will make 45 when they're making $45. I can go tell them that we'll prosecute corruption when we got yet to prosecute somebody. Brother, that's the in terms of what I spoke of. It'll be rabbi. Do it, or brother, like the people that think. We got 1 year to do it.
So Fagon, pause right there. Let me ask Charlie. Charlie, I don't know which party you support. I don't know which party you affiliate with. Before you leave us today, it's good having you, though, and thank you for always following Spoon. Real quick, my brother. Seeing what you are saying today and knowing what you know today, let's talk about this president, because we all, watch football. We call it in Liberia. You think the decision was right? Charlie, real quick, just talk to us.
The decision to go watch the World Cup.
Yeah, carry everybody, and he go watch World Cup, and he go stay there till he watch Iran, the U.S. game, and everything. Let's just talk about our president now, Joe Manawia, and the delegation.
No, it was not right, because I know as a parent, it's a proud moment for you to see your son play in a higher position in soccer in the world, but by our constitution, you're not supposed to leave the country for more than 7 days.
So we agreed that after his son played the first game, good, you celebrated your son, but you stayed in the people country though. The second game passed. The third game coming up on Tuesday. The people saying, where is our president? Then this is what, and guys, you guys coming, I hope we can have some female joining us. We got a lot of folks in the back. But this is what we received today. Peninsula, the Peninsula Online, from the country he is in. The last paragraph says, who is visiting the country to attend FIFA World Cup Qatar 2022 matches? The call is short, right to the point. He's not yet on the, diplomatic visit for the conference or whatsoever. He's here 100% to attend the game. So I'm just bringing that up because I want you guys, as you ask your question, get your 30 seconds to comment on it, because you're a Liberian. Yeah. You need to be heard. And we appreciate you, Clark. We'll come back Saturday. Every Saturday we'll do this. And I hope you can follow us continuously. Well, where are you joining us from?
Providence. This is Mount Jenison.
Oh yeah, okay. At least now, and I see the face. Mount Jenison is good. It's good to see you. Thank you very much, Charlie. Yes, sir. Have a good evening. Let me bring in the next person. I will remove Mount Jenison, and I'll bring in our brother Dan. Brother Dan, how you doing?
I'm good. I got 3 questions for the three panelists, and it's just a quick question to you, CEO. If you be asked by a candidate to be the vice candidate for somebody where you want to serve your country, to Dr. Francine, in the second round, if communists don't go to the second round, are you going to be open to supporting Joseph Boakai? CEO. To Eugene, if you are, I see you talking on changes. You're speaking on changes now. If you are called to serve in the opposition, pro bono, will you accept the offer? That's all my question, and I will leave for somebody to come on.
No. Stay put. We got to answer your question while you're here. Don't leave. We will be fair to you. You asked me first. Right now, we want Liberia to be better. Okay, if President George Manawia can have a 360, that's fine. We appreciate it. If the opposition come together and unite and show strength that they can do well for Liberia, we will also.
Why is everybody saying no sound?
Who said no sound?
A lot of the people on this feed is saying no sound, no sound.
No, we are good. I'm not saying it. Maybe Stephen Kelly, you said no sound. Doris, Tanya, you're trying to go out and come back in because we haven't sound. We are live. We are 152% live. We get to 153%, and
Yeah, but still to answer my question. So
no,
if
no, hold
somebody
on.
call
I'm
you to
answering
be,
your question. I'm just
yeah,
trying to
somebody
deal with
call
the
you to
no
be vice
sound.
president, whether you will step up.
I'm trying to deal with the no sound. Hold on 1 minute. James, can you check it? Those on the radio line, Yakazi, can you check the no sound, please?
I don't know what
Please.
said no sound, but on my other device, I'm getting sound.
Thank you very much. The sound there we can hear. Okay, people saying they are hearing the sound loss at first. So George, there, no. I will say this today. If anybody call me today to serve as the vice president, I will openly say to them it's not at this time because you know why? My 6-year-old son, my 11-year-old son who is in 6th grade, he alone home with my wife and myself. We gotta take care of him. I'm not in a position to serve, but I will do everything possible to support the idea for a better Liberia. Okay. Lawrence, you still having the problem, Lawrence. You got to turn everything off and come directly by way of the stream. Yeah, please. We're still having that feedback from you. So, Josh, I think I answered your question. And I beg you, don't push me on this woman, man. Please.
Oh, okay.
I know where you're coming from. Thank you.
Okay. But
Dr.
Dr.
Richardson.
Francine,
Yeah,
my
Dr.
question to
Richardson.
you, if you can, yeah.
Tell me a question again.
My question: if commies don't go to the second round, are you going to be open to supporting whosoever that goes to the second round, in the opposition camp?
I think I will follow the choice of Liberians. Whoever they decide to be in the leadership. Personally, I have to think about a hypothetical question. I think we still have time yet. So I want to leave it at that. How about we leave it at that?
I will give you the pass today. Fagon, pro bono. Are you open to work for anyone in the opposition? Pro bono.
When you accept a government position, you're not working for a party or position or opposition. You work for your country. Whenever I'm invited to serve my country, it will be an honor to do so. I will serve my country.
Thank you very much. Georgie,
man,
don't put in a situation we get ahead of my man to this Sunday. We'll see you later.
I see you. Thank you for the time.
Thank you. Let me bring in Pastor Roosevelt Clark Thomas. Pastor, how you doing, my brother? How are you today? How's the church? How was service?
It was great. It was great. I'm calling from North Dakota, Grand Forks. It was great and so cool, by the way. Yeah. So thanks for asking. I hope you guys are doing great. I'm always following your show, and I love it because it's for the truth and clarity. That's what we need. I love you.
Thank you very much. I thought you were in Delaware because whenever you send me a message like that, I felt with myself you are coming from Delaware. Okay, that's good. Yeah, but what's your question? What are some of your concerns right now?
Well, I've been following your show for some times, and everything I see that is wrong with my country is leadership. What do I mean by leadership? Leadership has to do with character, integrity, and morals. So my question to Honorable Facon and my doctor I really love, my question is, if you guys so trust your political leaders for my country, what are those morals and ethics that we can find in their leadership style? Because for my president right now, I see and I do believe when it comes to leadership ethics, he's not taking a stand. So what leadership ethics and morals that you think we can see in your next aspiring or whatever you bring to the Liberian people to say, I want you to put the person to take you to the promised land? That's my question.
Honorable Fagon?
What you want to look for in a leader, it doesn't matter what party or who my leader is.
Put the person.
You really want to look for a leader that is disciplined. Very disciplined. The next thing, honest. Must have a commitment to the country and must be willing to unite our people. Right now, we are lacking those qualities. And that's what we should be looking for in our next leader. Hard work, dedication, commitment, honesty, discipline, amongst others. If we don't find it, let them go. That's right.
It is important. It is important to you, Pastor Clark Thomas. Let me say this. The reason why we find ourselves where we are today is because of misbelief. It's because we elevated folks. Those individuals, they weren't ready at all to be leaders because they were friends. We flew around the country, around the world with them. And we felt within ourselves they were okay to be president the next day. The track record showed to us that they had no leadership skill, not one. They never went to work. They stay home. They collect all the brown envelopes. Yet and still, because we have a nation that's so gullible, we say, you okay. You remember when they say you kill my mom, you kill my pa, I'll vote for you. But they didn't understand that America was watching and America was going to put the country on sanction and we're going to affect us all. You hear the song they're singing right now? Sanction, no sanction, I will vote for you. As much as the international community tried to put us on the right path, guess what happened? We think they're doing more harm to us than we deserve. Till we can open our eyes, and you're a man of God. There's a reason why the scale fell from Paul's eyes. There's a reason why. God could have gone to Paul and said, open your eye and see. Nothing had to come out. But Paul was being a new man. All right? It fell from his eyes. And therefore his name was changed from Saul to Paul, the new man. Liberia needs somebody new, somebody that can transform the country. George Manawia can transform himself to be a new man, to be the man from Saul to Paul and help Liberians now. But guess what happened? It's not happening. How dare you stay out of the country for all these days? And you go back to Liberia and say, you know what, my people vote for me. How dare you? 3 months, people are not getting paid. Samuel Toy is waiting for $100 million from the World Bank that the lawmakers should ratify before he start paying people. Your sisters and brother asking you to send them $10. Tell me, a few years back, send somebody $10. They'll say, keep your money. But now they're begging for the $5. If not even $2, they're begging for you to give it to them. That's where we have found ourselves. So let's be serious, guys. Doesn't mean that we hate anybody, but we love Liberia the best. And I appreciate you, Pastor Roosevelt. I hope to have you next week. Next week, Saturday, is a forum. This is what we're going to be doing every Saturday. A town hall. Send the message across, bring people, let's discuss the issue about Liberia. After Monday through Friday, you hear Ben Senvi, Dr. Richardson, Tuman and George, Eugene Fagon, Kev Hassan, Dr. Peabody, everybody screaming Mariah. Then on Saturday, we're going to do a town hall. Then we're going to discuss the issue. And you're going to make your strongest argument. Because we can use this forum to help change Liberia and educate our folks. So Pastor Roosevelt, may God bless you. Thank you for joining us today. Let me.
Then I wanted to add to Pastor Roosevelt's question, and thank you so much for being here today, and as well as the others on the show. I mean, to answer your question, I think about someone who understands the history, the culture, and the people of Liberia. We have a unique history, and I think a president or a leader has to be really knowledgeable about our history, our culture, because our history, culture, and the people of our country create a unique problem, and we have to have unique resolution to those problems. Our country is not just like any other country, okay? I also think that somebody who's interested in system building, not just love for myself or just a temporary building of a system. Because I've spoken here before, a system can last for a while. Other things can be very temporary. Somebody who's very have a thinking of outside of the box type of mentality, because again, to solve Liberia problem is not written in any textbook. Okay, you have to sit down with people. You have to go and
Oh,
visit.
Dr. Richardson, I tell you what, writing in the CDC textbook, they want to call it PUPD. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I know our guys that want to talk, they bring them on. I'm sorry,
Yes,
Dr.
yes.
Richardson.
Anyway, yes, let's listen to our guys. But any response to your question, briefly, that's what my thoughts are.
Thank you very much. The Pastor Roosevelt, we look forward to seeing you next week, please. If you can't bring the offering also, don't forget. The town hall will require offering. Thank you very much, my brother. Have a good one. All right. Let me bring in Moba. Moba Zokai. I hope I'm pronouncing your last name well, Zokai. I want to say thank you for joining us today. It's good having you. And thanks for always following Spoon. You can find us on Super, on Fabric. We are online now. Just type it in. You can find us, and let's have a good forum every Saturday. It will be your time to talk and your time to ask questions. So, Moba, talk to us.
Oh yeah, thank you very much, CEO, for giving me the time to talk already unfolding in the country. And actually, my question go to Fagon, the political Ronaldinho.
And the man, Liverpool fan, so we
Oh, but you know,
we never
yeah,
walk alone.
oh
I'm a
yeah,
Liverpool fan.
that you can always see Joel Torres Zoga. That's my page. I always watch you on live Facebook.
My brother will play. Stanton ain't got no team. Relax.
Yeah, I think that almost like the same question the guy asked first, because actually we need you. Really, we need in the opposition. So, like, my question is, what do you think with the opposition can do to bring you closer to us? What do you think to join our camp? Because we need you. You are, you understand it. You understand the Liberian politics. You know how to play that game, 100%. So what you think we can put our ideas together and bring it on board?
Well, the first thing, we do recognize there are political parties that are within the opposition arena, but you people have not consolidated your move towards a single unity. You will agree with me. The attempt to have the collaborating political parties, not attempt, but the formation went a long way, but then somehow derailed. And now we have different political parties all about the place. So when you say to join the opposition, you have to be specific which party, because you guys are no longer in a block. You are scattered now. So you were like, what can we do to bring you on? Well, you don't need to do anything to bring me to where I have to come to the conclusion and say you guys are ready in terms of what people know. But what you need to do is to unite yourselves around a common political ideology and then put yourself in the position to deliver a platform to the Liberian people that will be acceptable, that you can give me or present to me to propagate for you. If it's accepted by the people, you don't need to invite me. I'll take it. But for now, you guys are scattered. And the house divided cannot stand. And one single party cannot win elections. It's just a simple fact.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. I want to say thanks, Moba. We look forward to seeing you tomorrow, please. On Saturday, tomorrow, you will join us by way of Facebook again. We'll be having a wonderful show. The entire team will be on the show. We say thank you very much, Moba. Have a good evening. Thank you. Let me bring in Lawrence. Lawrence, that feedback, I don't know whatsoever you got on AI.
I have been trying, but I don't know the problem.
On the show, so thank you very much. You got something else on. That's the issue.
I don't know. What else
But
again
go
did
ahead,
I have?
go ahead, make your point. I will be quiet. You just talk, okay?
Okay. So my question is to the former minister, Minister Fagon. Minister Fagon, my question to you is, former Minister Fagon, if you are coming to join a new party, I'm from the ANC. If you will come and join a new party or ANC or whatever opposition you're going to join, what would be your new idea that you will bring to the table that will be able to help our political process, to be able to shape the country to a better level? If you will come and join a new party or ANC.
Thank you very much, Lawrence. Thank you very much. Fagon, you heard his question.
The answer is simple. Your party political leader often says you cannot keep doing the same thing over and over and accept and pretend like you're going to have a different result. If you ask me what new I bring to the table, if I was to join your party, it's the firmness and frankness with your political leader. Your political leader needs to demonstrate leadership at this point. I mean, right now, like tomorrow, or right now, like this evening. You cannot play the football that your friends are playing. You need a new strategy. You need a new pattern. You need a new system. So, your friends are playing passing ball. Play running ball. And I cannot sit here and give you my strategy. But I can sit opposite Kumis and give him my strategy. If I do that here, I will have a counter strategy that will defeat me when I decide to implement that strategy with Kumis. A strategy must be my secret. And that secret weapon will be used at the appropriate time. But let me be clear. I've not spoken to Kumis. I've not talked to nothing whatsoever, yada, yada, yada. But if I do, I'll let people know I'm not scared.
What, the brother speaking? We're not hearing you, Lawrence.
Asking this question is that he are bearing the CDC government. He have been playing. I didn't see anything because what I saw was I don't know.
Go ahead.
That's okay, Lawrence. We'll bring you back next week. We hope you get the stuff resolved.
Yeah,
okay?
I hope I'll be able to
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. We'll bring him back next week because actually that was the problem from his end. Let's bring in Nathaniel Dixon. How you doing, Mr. Dixon? Welcome to Spoon Talk.
CEO, how are you, sir? And thank you for allowing me to have a saying on this platform. I have a question specifically to former Minister Fagon. He talked about in a deliberation. He's talked about right back. If I understood what he really meant is that he's going to receive something and go to campaign for the present leadership. Mr. Fagon, can you clarify that? Is that true?
Well, you first of all, I don't know if you're in Liberia. In Liberia, when we say rabbi, it means I'm asking you to do something. And if I ask you to do that thing, it means that you got to do what I ask you to do, and then I will do what you want me to do. It's called rabbi.
Yeah, okay. So the present administration wants you to come back and they do the rabbi, and you are going to campaign for them. Is that what you actually meant when you were dealing
No,
with it?
what I meant is that I'm making several demands for reform and reorganization of the coalition. And people have heard me say it. If you can't do that, my brother, don't ask me to campaign for you. You heard what I told Eugene Nangbe. And I'm supposed to campaign for you to eat lobster, akaras. I'm a campaign for you to go to France to get married and drive now the $8,000 car when a baby is dying at JFK, or for Emmanuel Porter, the play son or stepson of the president to wash a car with Moet Champagne? No, we got to see those reforms. Then you ask me to campaign. Then I will go there and put my sweat and my blood into it. Other than that, no, I will not do it.
Okay, given that, let's assume that you are giving the red bag. So you go into campaign for the present administration, knowing what they did within the last 5 years, knowing the state the country is in at the present moment, from the bad leadership. What are you going to tell the Liberian people? Do you think they're going to take you seriously?
It's not whether they will take me seriously. It's about what I would tell them if I was to campaign. But you heard what I said? Let me ask you this then, even though it's not a question, but a question in a statement. I told you what I wanted. If you can deliver what I want, I'll do what you ask of me. Can you arrest all of the corrupt officials that were indicted by the LACC? Can you find the would-be assassin, murderers, or whatsoever of the people that are dead? Can you not pay any government employee as it is now today less than 150? Can you make sure that the promises you made for tuition-free colleges are kept? Can you make sure that bag of rice is not sold for $30? Can you make sure that people are not taxed higher than they can afford? Can you make sure that you harmonize that paycheck? Therefore, you should have cut their salaries. It makes sense to cut taxes. But you cut their salaries and you increase taxes and you increase your budget from 500 to 800. Does it make sense? So do the necessary reforms. Let's talk to our people. If you're done, count me out. Go and campaign. I will not leave my party. I'll be like John McCain, or I will be like Colin Powell. I'll stay in the party, campaign against you, and vote against you.
So, CEO, thank you very much. I think Fagon had made any
I
mistake.
think you will need to come back, Nathaniel. You will need to have you next Saturday, because
Okay,
I like the question. I do, and your question. A lot of folks asking the same question. But if you listen to Honorable Fagon answer, he's not saying that give me money from the campaign for you. That's not what he's saying. He's saying meet my demands. Meet my demands. Then I will campaign for you. But these demands, are you kidding me? LACC put out their recommendation. It's still under the president.
Then you appoint the same man.
And you appointed the same individual.
Then you say I should go
the
campaign.
LACC say this man is not qualified because he corrupt. These are our recommendation.
Yeah.
Lawrence George. But you said no, LACC. I disagree with you.
I will
keep it there. And I will even elevate him. So you tell me, Nathaniel, these are the things you have to be
Minister corrupt.
And you said, no. Agriculture minister will come with me to the football game.
You see,
we'll watch the World Cup.
How am I supposed to go campaign?
These are the demands. And Fagon, it's not talking about say, give me money and I will campaign for you. No. We are saying meet these demands. And if you want to vote for anyone, ask them at Carriage Grade. Tell me what you would do for district number 8. How many cleaners you will fight for and advocate for? The people that are working. Tell me what you have done for these 12 years to enhance their development in their community. You need to ask them. Not just go by Muya Muya. Muya Muya not solving anything in Liberia. Muya Muya have taken us 20 years back. So Mr.
But when
Dixon,
the last time you hear Muya Muya, you.
No,
to
Muya Muya.
Event.
Yeah. But I will tell you this though, I really appreciate you, and I hope you can join us again, Mr. Dixon, next week Saturday for the town hall. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, sir. Thanks. Let me bring in the last two for today. Francis Dunon Senior, and we'll be looking forward to Francis Dunon Jr. when he turned 18. But Francis, welcome to the show, my brother. How you doing?
Yeah.
Francis, how you doing? Welcome to the show. How you doing?
Yeah, I am doing very great. Stanton, I want to say to you and your team, yeah, thank you very much for. Yeah, I'm doing great.
I think we are having delay, so let's just pause a little bit for Francis to come back.
Okay, can you guys get me now?
Yes.
All right, great. Like I said, I want to say, I want to say thank you. I want to say thanks to you and your team. You don't let did they still going on?
Just speak. We can hear you.
Okay, all right. And your team for taking this media landscape to another level, especially bringing these. Okay, I got you, Mr. Fagon. Bringing this information from our country, bad policy, ugly behaviors, and what have you. But before I go to my question to Fagon and your team, I want to go to small history. So our constitution says that our country prior to 1980 was a country built on Christian principle. 1986 constitution, we erased that, but practically it still remains a dominant Christian in the country. My point here is the Bible says no sin go unpunished, and every sin must be rewarded. But now, when people are doing something ugly, we do not use the Bible to punish them. We also do not use the law to punish them. But what we do, we reward them and we glorify them. So I watched Mary Bros during the week, even including the president have been stealing current. The Speaker of the House have been stealing current. A bulk of the officials of government stealing current. But we're holding ordinary people responsible while they are stealing current. So my question to Fagon and the team, the way we know Liberia to be, majority of the people poor, they can't be a fool. Are we saying that decision making, including moral judgment, should it come from the top? Or the moral judgment in terms of making decisions should come from the bottom? That's my question.
Honorable Fagon, can you please?
He talks about moral judgment. The best way I can answer your question is that we are a country governed by laws. We're not governed by the Bible or the Quran. We're not governed by morality and immorality. We are governed by the Constitution and the laws of the land. And that is exactly what will govern us until it changes. So I don't see where we look at morality. The law is specific. When you steal, they tell you exactly what will happen to you. What we need is not to try to rewrite the law. We need to enforce the law. Like we talk about the agriculture minister, the religious boss, and what have you. We need to enforce the law. That's it.
Thank you. I want to say, Francis, we know we're having some delay, but we hope you can get it good for next week. Next week, Saturday, we'll do this town hall. So we want to say to you, thank you very much for joining us tonight. We appreciate you. Have a good night, Francis. Let's bring in colleague Patton. And Joe Hemson will be the last person for us today.
Thank you,
as we have to run.
Mr. Witherspoon, Dr. Chinaway, and former Minister Fagon. Stanley, the name is Pator, not Pator.
How you spell the last name?
K-P-A-T-O-R, Pator.
Pator, thank you.
Yeah, so I just want to piggyback on the conversation you guys were holding tonight, especially when it comes to the president's trip to Qatar, the State of the Union, and the political environment in Liberia. And I have some issue with the trip to Qatar, especially the wage bill on there. When you hear about $2.5 million, and you start to wonder to go and watch, other nationals in the World Cup, when we could have used that money to prepare our own team. We carried irrelevant people to the game. I mean, I respect the fact that the president wants to see his son play, which is something every parent would want to see that. The president could have gotten on a private jet and leave on Friday and see the game and come right back to work. And then one of the issues that are affecting our country is because, we don't have a viable opposition, and this is what affecting. So the president can do anything. If we have a strong opposition like we had in sometime last year through the CPP, but because of our own, personal aggrandizement, selfishness, we allowed that to fall apart. And because of that, so the president can do anything. I'm not doubting that the president can get reelected. It's a strong possibility if the opposition don't hold together and we continue with the selfishness, the lack of sense of nationalism and patriotism, the glorification of individual over country. And, this definitely would be round two for the president. And it's scary. It's a scary thought, but we are heading in that direction. Because when you have opposition say they cannot come together because one man doesn't like the other man, what's about the country? When do we put country first? I don't care about who likes who. As long as we like the country, that's all still matter to all of us, because individually will not get along. But as a nation, we fly on a one flag, on a one national anthem, on a one country. And the reason all of this is happening in our country is because of the several factors. And some of those factors I jotted down were like illiteracy. People take advantage of the illiteracy rate in the country. Because of that, people do not vote on issue. People vote on popularity. Okay? People in my village do not know the government responsibility. They told them that the government is supposed to provide avenue for, education, avenue for adequate healthcare, road network from farm to market, and all of those good stuff. They just know the guy who brings a bag of rice in the eve of election is a good guy. So you sell your national rights for, little or nothing. Okay, and then when it comes to the selfishness, why did the CPP fall apart? Because of selfishness and greed. People don't want to get along for the sake of the national discussion, for the sake of the country. And, everyone in all the opposition, in my belief, are all potential and good leaders. But someone will have to rally around the other one in order for us to come, up with something to replace the current administration. Okay, so the lack of a sense of nationalism, how many people you see will try to rally around, the Liberian national team when they're playing? But you go to video club all over in Liberia, people watching the European games. What is our sense of nationalism?
So we hope that, again, that's why we're going to find a better time to have this forum, because what you're saying is hating both opposition and imposition, but the people themselves got to step up. If you have a government that care less about the national team, you have a government that, I don't know when last the president watched the Lone Star playing, whether they travel when last he traveled with the Lone Star team. But you have a government that the president say, you know what, I will leave, the first lady will leave, defense minister, foreign minister, commissioner, board, youth and sport, everybody going to watch a game, a World Cup that Lone Star is not part of, that the country is not part of. The country is not part of the World Cup, but the country have the highest representation.
Yeah, and what benefit does that bring to Liberia?
What benefit does that bring to Liberia? That's the question.
People
so if you want to enjoy the World Cup, You should have done everything to invest in Lone Star. And once we have Lone Star in the World Cup, we'll say, hey, Prezo, let's say do. He invested in sport.
So basically, our delegation just went to
this person is not
to the World
when it
Cup to
comes to
watch
soccer.
an
This
ancestor
person
of
know
our country.
exactly. The person know exactly how game is played. But he said the player to be blamed. No, Mr. President, you need to be blamed because you play the game. You are Africa best, Europe best, world best. You know the tension. You know the stress. You play the game from different country and different league. So, but you feel the people when you talk about soccer. They should be his number one when you talk about his legacy. But yeah, no. There's not your personal way achievement right now. So
Minister Fagon touched on a lot of things over that I wanted to piggyback,
but
especially
we hope
when
we
it
can
comes to
have
the
you
criminal
next week
investigation in the
because
country.
it's 5 o'clock. It's 5 o'clock here. That will be 10 o'clock in Liberia. We got to do the God Can Bless Anybody. But we look forward to having you next week, Colin. And we hope you can join us, my man, next week, Saturday, okay? Thank you very much for sharing your time.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Minister Fagon, Dr. Richardson, let's wrap this thing up. It was a wonderful day, and I appreciate those that joined us. It will be a very, very interesting town hall next week because we're going to put the announcement out there and folks going to join us. They will come with their own argument. But one is all Fagon, I enjoy your answer though. People thought you were talking about red back is money. No. But when you lay this thing out, people ran away from you. Yeah, they ran away.
But it's a fact.
Yeah.
You say I'm going to go campaign. What am I going to campaign on? The people gave you a mandate for 6 years. You won't do the thing. We campaign first. We say we'll do this. Well, what have we done? Then we say, okay, we may not have done all, but change some. Do the right thing. You said no. Then you say, I'm going to go camping. You won't go approach woman with lie. But when you start loving, you stay lying. When you go approach woman, you can tell her all kind of things. But when she start loving with you two or you're in her house, my brother, no way to lie again. You got to do it. And the situation we find ourselves in, as a party and as a government, we approach the Liberian people. They agree. For 5 years now, we've been loving. We still giving them gravy, and we still telling them to get the best clothes to wear. Then now you won't go do engagement. You won't go do engagement. You think they will agree? Then you telling me I should carry Jean Lapa with 48 out of 10 cents to pay Dare. On account of what now?
How you doing, yeah?
All the things they promised the guy, you not do it. Before you tell him I'm going to carry Dare, I will eat that Dare on the road. That's my final thought.
The Eugene Lamin Fagon, we want to say thank you. Dr. Richardson.
I mean, you can have your issues with Fagon, but he comes out with this analogy that is just so irresistible, that is so applicable to.
You see, she know about approaching Bene.
You gotta come up with a strong line on that one, Fagon.
They say my man just used to wear a full military uniform with a cap pinned like this. When Francine see her, she said, I always wanted to marry Ahmed.
I bet you stop it, me laughing.
What did it, man? Where I know that Steeler of Philadelphia Eagle uniform.
No, on that note, I'll just tell you that he never lied to me, okay?
No, we can see it.
He was the same military man, and he is the same military person today, unlike our president and the leadership of our country, who just came with all those sweet words for the Liberian people, but we are yet to see how those words have become applicable or have developed into the progress, development, roads, schools, hospitals, medication to our Liberian people. So the data show we exposed, what they are doing in Qatar. They are there for the football game. They are not there to, for the sake of Liberian people. We are concerned. And we have partnership with you Liberians. We are no better than you. You know, you live in the condition, but we can only talk. That's all we can do. And we just want a partnership with you to share the situation with you. It was great having everybody here. For the town hall style. I really appreciate it. I like it. It's interesting, Santa. It gave people the opportunity to see this work that we do. Talking, when they come here, then they freeze a little bit. So it's really interesting to have them come back so they can see that this is not an easy job. I think it was a wonderful show. Let's do it again.
And I want to say thank you very much, Fagon, Dr. Richardson. I appreciate you as always. A wonderful show. We're going to do this thing every Saturday, every Sunday, one-on-one with the CEO. We're going to have a full town hall. Let's listen to the people. Let's learn from them. Let them understand where they're coming from. They will come respectfully and ask the question. They want to talk to us. They want to engage us. Let's give them the time to. So we have like 10 individuals on set. We have that argument. That's what we need to do. And I want to say thank you, Honorable Fagon. Thank you, Dr. Richardson. I want to say thanks to James Goodday and Yekeze in studio for producing today. Guys, come on. We want to say thank you to every one of you. Now we'll be turning over to God and bless anybody because we want to give back to the country. I don't know what to say, but I like this song from you too. Whatever they say about me, believe it. It's up to you. I will eat my chicken wing or my momoy. Either or, I will have a full stomach. But I want to say to you, above it all, Liberia remains supreme. We'll not have anything from you guys. We'll tell you guys everything because Liberia deserves better. Sometimes we say, you know what, let's give this person the chance. Oh, they might cost your mom. They might cost your pa. You don't fair for a while. This is about Liberia we're talking about. You should have a thick skin. I'm mad, no. Oh, they might say you said this about you. They might say that about you. So why? We are moving. The people listen to us and we'll make the case. Something must change. Something begat something and nothing begat nothing. Something must change in Liberia. Something will change. Comes 2023, we'll sacrifice our time, our resources to step in the country called Liberia and to ask our mothers and fathers, redirect the mindset, the thinking, and say, do not sell your country birthright for a 25-pound kg. No, don't do that. Don't sell it because somebody can give you $10 today. We'll open their eyes. The scale will fall off and we'll make the case. Imagine if I go in bombing. Who can pull foot? Imagine Dr. Richardson in Beaumont. Who will pull foot? Writing the truth and telling the people that Liberia deserves better. It's time for the change in Liberia. A change, not a president that would take 51, 58 individuals to go watch World Cup. While the country people have not received pay. While Liberians stay crying for the $50 or $150 every month. What can $150 do to you? When the guys then flying private jets. Why can't a $200 do to you? When the guys then flying private jet and eating the lobster. You wait whole months. Sometimes when you receive that $250, it's gone because you're not credit yet. It can't repay your children's school fee. How dare you? You go to the hospital. One paracetamol, they tell you $10. They say we'll do that to put a bill together and say you owe $750. Your $200 a month gone. You start calling friends and family in America. Is that the left that you sign up for? Is that what you're supposed to do as a Liberian? You go to school, no work. You're working, no pay. What kind of country we are in, my people? It's time to wake up and speak truth to power. It's time to change. It's time to have a 360 turn. And through it all, like we're receiving, Fagon, we'll end on this one, my brother. Let me say this. Somebody had calculated the census. Someone have calculated the census. They have found the numbers for Liberia. And I will put it on again next week. I received a message and I will share with the Liberian people next week. And this is wickedness in high places. Somebody have come up with the numbers. It's not on the dashboard. They tell you the population in Liberia already. It will surprise you if I go. You know, I will share with you even before next week when we discuss. It will surprise you. When I saw the message, I said, "Are you kidding me?" They said, "This is the current country census population." I said, "Your God will punish you one by one because this is evil." But guys, let me say this to you: a new day is coming. They can curse, they can lie, they can say what they want to say. That's their business. We move it. We will tell the Liberian people the truth because the people of Liberia deserve better. Good education. When the children go to school, they get food to eat. We call it reset. But the children will get food to eat. They must do after school. They must stay in the homework on a light, not on a candle or Janko lantern. They should be able to go to the lab and do research, skill lab, computer lab. Where are those? Nothing, not even the University of Liberia. They shouldn't go to school and it's raining on them and they got to jump over the swamp. That's not what we settle for. We settle for a better country. Our country is rich. You remember Sam Jackson book, Rich Nation, Poor People? Our country is so rich in diamonds, in gold, natural resources, iron ore, rubber. Look at the forests we have. Our country is so rich, but the people, they're stealing from their own people. They are lying to us. While our people die, suffering. If we have a good leader, let me tell you this, trust me, other nation and investor will beg to come and invest in our country. I tell you this, if we have a good leader, they will say, we're backing you. People will come from all over to invest. A whole country, a government say we'll loan you 50 million and you clap and you're happy. You know how much our natural resources worth? Fagon will tell you one day. Our raw material, iron ore, you know how much it worth in the international market? The raw material, the one that is not even refined, you know how much it worth? This guy in some bogus contract here and there. And they say, yeah, we got company coming to invest. When last you not see warehouse Chico factory? When last you not see a biscuit factory like the days of old? Everything gone. Everything gone. But God don't sleep though, and God will not sleep. This one, even God sleep, we're waking up. And we turn the face of God to Liberia. Even if God sleep, and I know he doesn't sleep, we'll wake God up and turn God's face to Liberia. And say, God, these people, our Liberian people deserve better. Stand for the foolishness to stop. The people stealing, the stealing. Broad daylight stealing. Look at their mansions. Look at their homes. One man get five homes. Just the president get 18. Maybe their own competition. Every small money can they eat it. They have made some corrupt mistake by even corrupting some UN representative. This is bad. But you know what? Listen. Thank God that we're on the air. And thank God we'll remain on the air. They may not like us, but this is not about friendship. They may not call us. This I care less. James, let me do this. This is what we did yesterday. Fagon, I know you won't go, but you missed the one, Fagon. You missed the one big time. Sorry, man, you couldn't join us. Look at this. Hey, my man, Jim, what the radio? What the music to it? Hey, they picking up bad picking up.
So y'all left Kev up.
I know where Kev many. We were celebrating the 80th birthday of my great-grandmother-in-law. My great-grandmother-in-law. We were celebrating her 80th birthday. She turned 80 years old. You have Dr. Peabody, St. Thomas and George.
Happy birthday.
Happy
birthday.
Yeah, we have fun. The guys then they know how to party. You know, I got all the videos. I'm not sure because we're doing the red jamming. But yesterday was great.
Nice.
Yesterday, people are saying, what happened with Spoon Talk? I said, my people had to party. You're worried about that. Man, we ate We celebrated, and now we back. We here. They will get vexed. They will be mad. But we'll force them to change the system. Fagon will miss you.
Thank you.
And we hope you can join us another time, Fagon. Thank you very much, as always. Yekezi, thank you. Dr. Richardson, thank you. Good day, thank you. We'll be switching over and come back to do God can bless anybody tonight. The folks who want to be blessed. You'll have a good night. See you tomorrow, 8:30 Liberian time. That will be what time? 3:30 our time. The whole group will be back to discuss national issue. You'll have a good evening and good night. Bye.
Okay, folks. So that does it for one-on-one with the CEO with some very interesting.
Let me say something, but what James was serious. He watching again. Look at Abba. He giving crossy. You see? You see, we got the man. The man going to this. James, who won again? Spain, and who won Spain game, James?
The game drew.
We're not hearing you.
The game drew.
1-1.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. That's good. That's good. But guys, you guys did extremely well. James, I said thank you. Thanks to Yekezi, Nelson, and Aaron, and the entire team, the management. We're back. We're moving super. And that was wonderful today. Folks, they enjoy it. They can switch to Fabric. They find us super. They find us. And again, we'll be on the TV this week. Again, James, are we lacking anything, brother?
No.
You good? You ate today?
Yeah.
Lababido? Yekezi?
Yeah.
I mean, what you ate today?
Peace.
Beans?
Now what he ate?
James
Beans?
just got it. Beans.
You ate beans?
Yeah.
From where?
From my house.
Oh, you okay? So your mom cooked for you?
Yeah.
Oh, beautiful. What kind of beans? Skinny beans? Double beans?
Skinny beans.
With algal oil?
With red oil.
I know that man good.
You pour a little bit of soda?
No soda. I get joke with soda.
Okay, you left a lot of water, right?
Pardon?
You got a lot of water at the bottom, right?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Put some bone.
No body. Fish.
But you have fish and what? Chicken?
No, only fish.
Only fish. My man, the beans are dry beans, man. Only fish.
Only fish.
No meat.
No meat, only fish. I don't like chicken and this berry thing that they can do in Liberia. So I only like fish.
Okay.
You let la draw on.
What?
You let la draw on the niba on you la.
No, Nimakande. Nimakande. I mean, there are people in Nimakande who can eat berry and other things, but for me, I only like fish. Quite frankly.
That's good. But if you get a rare meat, the one that the jack kill, you can cut it and roast it and eat it. You enjoy it, right?
Yeah, sure.
So you eat opossum?
Opossum, yeah, I can eat opossum.
You eat groundhog?
I can eat groundhog.
You eat squirrel?
Squirrel? I haven't eaten it yet.
But you eat it.
I think I can eat it.
Yeah, we'll not leave it like that because we can eat anything. Trust me.
No suspend walking pleasant about it.
Yeah, honestly, Rufus just told me that it's not coming on.
But James, you bad man. You stop the people from getting the money.
I want us to suspend it.
I saw James called it a day. James almost suspended. Yeah, because let's suspend it. James, the man that work on it something, so let's suspend it. You getting it right, but we have to do it next week because the people depend on us. Please, all right. But want to say, guys, listen, I appreciate every one of you. We're doing great. We'll remain up there by God's grace, and we'll make it very, very clear. My Christmas on you too, Mercy down. Mercy trying to sell Christmas on me. The thing I even 1 month away, she asking for Christmas. You know that scam. Mercy, my Christmas on you. Let me tell you now. So you do that thing to me. All right, but guys, man, that's great. James, talk to me. Yeah, you can see. You got my number, right? Hit me up, my man. If you get some dry passion, send it to me.
I'll kiss you.
All right, yo, take care.
All right,
bye.
Call it up now, you guys. So we go.
Okay, so that's it, folks. Join us on tomorrow. I wish them another edition of the Spoon Talk will be back here with you on your radio, on your television as well. My name is Yekesi Zoba. I've been sitting here as a sound coordinator. Goodbye for now. And unfortunately, we will not bring you God Can Bless Anybody. You can join us next week. We hope that we bring you God Can Bless anybody.
You see the other man.
The decision is against the library of people.
All right, they don't.
Okay.